Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, haven't figured that part out yet. Okay, so do not change your channel because, yes, you are seeing GHG at a Toy Kind of Moods time. Um, Travis will be back Friday, I think. Don't quote me, but I think he's going live this Friday. He is working, so I am taking the spot for tonight. What's up, Jason? Okay, so this is yes. Hi, it's me. It is Bobby. Um, okay, so tonight, because I can, new topic tonight is the best movies of 2025 so far. For that, I brought in two guys who I trust almost impeccably with their taste in film. Almost. There's a lot of questionable things about them, but the film is not one of them. And for that, I bring in Toy Optics himself and Jason the X. What's up, fellas?
You shouldn't
I'm
trust
sorry.
me.
What kind of intro was that? I felt very called out, very just rude, man. What's up, y'all?
Am I not always? Hey, I was kind. I said I trust y'all.
How's it going, Bobby? Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing short notice. I was throwing these slides together in the hour before we went live. I was like, oh shit, I have to do these slides. This shouldn't be that hard. Oh shit, I am not going to get these slides done in time. I got it done. Okay, so also real quick spec. It was hilarious. I did my company's show on Monday, and I almost texted you during it because do you remember Lords? I think it's like Lords of Brooklyn, who was like defending Rob Liefeld on the show one time.
Oh yeah,
And he was on, and I don't think he recognized me, dude. Jason, I don't think you were on that show. Like,
No, but you mentioned Liefeld. I'll go on.
This dude was like defending Liefeld, then getting mad at like Speck and I because we're like, he's a garbage artist. He is so bad. And he's like, no, he's brilliant. You don't understand his brilliance. And I'm like, what? Oh yeah, exactly. He's a brilliant artist. You don't understand. He's like, I'm like, and I pulled up like this like image of like Jim Lee and Liefeld Wolverine. I'm like, this is your god. This is what you respect and love.
So recently on Reddit, I found a Reddit thread, bad comic book covers.
And he's the king.
I take a perverse pleasure in going through that, but at this point, it just seems like they're picking on Rob Liefeld. Like if I go through that, it's always at least two covers from him that are in that Reddit. And, like at a point I kind of like, damn, are they picking on Rob? And then I look at like, oh yeah, nah, Brigade. That comic was terrible. That cover was terrible.
No, if you want to see a bad...
This is his fist. This is how his fist look.
If you want to see a bad cover, he did a Wolverine cover.
I've probably seen it.
And Liefeld was like comparing his art to Jim Lee's, like the Wolverine was in like the force and like flexing and popping the claws.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, you think this is better than this? And this Wolverine like jumping, but like his shoulders are like inverted.
The man has no sense of anatomy.
I don't. Hold on. If you know what, I know we're going to be talking about movies. And you know what? This is the great thing. This is the great thing about having your own channel is that you can do whatever the hell you want. It's like, you know what? I'm going to bash on Rob Liefeld because, I can.
The thing is I wouldn't even be so hardcore on bashing him if his ego didn't get in his own fucking way, right? Like, I idolize Todd McFarlane.
Oh my god,
as a comic book artist.
There we go.
His fucking armpits have abdominal muscles.
Is this your god?
Are those muscles or polyps? Just
yeah.
It's like his right and left arm are switched.
No one wants to, hella geeks like, did you guys bring up the Captain America cover? No one wants to bring up that cover.
No, because that's like Captain America with breast implants, turned
And-
sideways.
No. It's man,
I will
It's
do
bad.
it.
that is. He's
Look at
never
that.
gonna.
And they're trying to compare it to the Arnold pose, except the rest of his like solar plexus and abdominals
But his
pop
shoulder
out
is over
instead of go
here.
back.
It's so weird. It's like Drake trying to escape. They not like us. That shit's never going away for Liefeld.
Ever. I recently found out about all the personal shit Liefeld going through back in the day. There was a lot. I think. Do not quote me on this, but didn't Jim Lee take his wife or his girlfriend?
Oh, I don't remember that. All you know what I do remember is I remember in the back of
What?
some comics, he drew a comic, like mini comic of himself proposing to his girlfriend. And I think that's how he proposed to her. And I don't like it ran in, I don't remember which comics it was in. And then I remember him doing like a Spike Lee Nike commercial where he drew Spike Lee as like the cameraman or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a video out there of like Stan Lee kind of gently roasting his artwork with him and Todd McFarlane. It's something to see.
Okay. So it was just a rumor.
I don't know about that one, but damn, that would kind of suck.
Right. Okay. So it was just a rumor going around because Rob Liefeld's like he did a Levi spot too. I saw Jim.
Oh,
I
that's
saw
what it was, Levi's.
I saw a brief snippet of Rob Liefeld like bashing Fantastic Four, and I was like, if you understood comic books, I might take your argument with a bit more of a grain of salt, but it was just.
And you know what? Being honest here, like in the 90s when Liefeld was drawing X-Force, I was buying those books. When they broke off and did Image, I was buying Youngblood, I was buying Brigade. At that time, the criticism was not there of the artwork, but I guess objectively, as the shine kind of dropped from that star eventually. But I was buying those books. I was buying that horizontal issue X-Force where they fought Juggernaut and teamed up with Spider-Man. I was there. So
you know what? And you are correct because while I didn't get any of his Image stuff, I did get his Captain America stuff when he did Heroes Reborn.
I was on Heroes Reborn.
And it's like, when you're a kid, and Hyatt's Mate does bring a good point here to be kind to Robbie. Brought energy and excitement to the work. He did. He brought.
This is true.
This is true. However, there is a point where as you get older, like your taste refine. You're like, hey, I don't like, like Dollar General grape soda. I like Kool-Aid grape. Your taste refine. And that's what it's.
Back then, I didn't really read his books, but I collected, and so it's like I had that X-Force #1 with Shatterstar on the cover. Pretty sure I had the one with Cable. I had the first issues of Wildcats and Brigade and whatever else.
Well, that was Jim Lee was Wildcats.
Or Jim Lee was Wildcats. Sorry,
that was my favorite book out of the
Youngblood.
Youngblood was, and he also had like Brigade was his like secondary book.
And as I was teaching myself to draw, like I would reference some of his designs from Youngblood. Like I didn't hate it, but as you said, like as our tastes have changed, as our things have refined, as we've learned more, as we became artists or whatever in our own right, it was just sort of like that and his ego, just like listening to him talk and shoot himself in the foot time and time again. And, even now, like with the Deadpool movies and stuff, and he just couldn't let it go and be its own thing. He always had to sit there and act like he knew what was going on about what. And it was clear that, dude, you're not in the loop with any of this. Like,
yeah, I think Jason makes a great point. His dad was sick and he was supporting the family. Like, no one's saying he wasn't doing good work, good things for his family. But like you said, Spike, his ego, like, and because he I co-created Deadpool. I'm like, you and Fabian Nicia created Deadpool, but Joe Kelly created the Deadpool we all know and love. Him and Ed
Really
McGuinness.
definitely gave that character life.
Yeah, like Deadpool was just like a shitty like throwaway character, and then Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness go, oh, let's make him a snarky asshole. Like, oh my god, it's brilliant, which is fantastic. Okay, so but movies.
Every show starts with Liefeld bashing. That's how it goes.
You know what? I kind of like that actually.
Oh God, we're just gonna pick an artist and shit on him. Huh?
It'd be like just like read to the end of the road. Like, listen, Alex Ross. No,
Yeah.
just go after. Actually, I do have one complaint with Alex Ross. I love Alex Ross, but all of his fair. All of his characters, and granted, I get it. He has said it himself because he took the criticism, you know, way back in the day. He's like, all my characters were from the '70s because that's when I grew up with them. That's what I care about. Sue me, and I'm like, okay, fair enough, Alex. Yeah, you're only gonna do Hal and Barry, no Carl, no Wally. Okay, fair. Okay. Okay, movies. This has been a very interesting year for movies because we've gotten some really great ones. We got some really great superhero films. I feel like this is the first year where we weren't constantly complaining about comic book movies.
First year in a long time.
Yeah, like even we'll get into Captain America in a bit because that was.
It was like January or February, right?
Yeah, that was an early shot.
That was February, yeah. And so like, and again, when and y'all know this, if a movie comes out that early, like right after Oscars, and it's not getting the blockbuster summertime, you're like, it's not gonna be the best movie. It's gonna be fun, maybe, but you know what? Let's jump into it. Captain America: Brave New World. I like this film. When I say that, I like the film, but I feel it's kind of like when your parents are like, I'm not mad at you, I'm disappointed in you. This is that film, right? Like, I don't hate it. I like it. I feel that there were some interesting choice casts in the film, and I feel that this is really the Hulk Brave New World because it was piggybacking off of Ed Norton's Hulk, and I'm going to say it now. I like Anthony Mackie. I don't think he's a good Cap. I don't think he's got that. And it's weird. When he's not on camera, when he's just interviewing, he's got charisma. In here, it felt like...
I like the banter that he has with Bucky when, like, in
Yes.
Civil War and everything. He was great there. He's a hit or miss with me, and he shows up in a lot of odd places. But like Twisted Metal, if you guys have been watching that,
Yes.
he's great in Twisted Metal.
Yes, he is.
He's fantastic.
Love him in the studio.
I haven't made it past the second episode of the studio because that episode, The Oneer, that episode is PTSD like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, the one shot one they did. Oh,
yes. And like there isn't anything in that episode that I haven't experienced at least once on set. And it wasn't even like hyperbolic. It was just like, this is what happens and this is how it happens. And
Really?
yeah. And so I was just like, and I know everybody's saying, dude, stick with it, keep going. And that's the most anxiety ridden episode for people that actually work in the industry, but I just haven't been able to. And I love
you're
Seth
not the
Rogen.
first person I've heard say that.
Dude, it hits way too fucking close to home.
Paul is right. The studio is amazing. When you get to the Kool-Aid episode, it's holy shit. Like it's
okay.
It's
one of these days I'll like swing back around and pick it up. I mean, I'm super glad. Like I've worked with Seth a couple of times, and I not, back when I was in lower positions, still like a second assistant and all that. But I did Pineapple Express. I did Green Hornet. I've been around him on a couple other things. He's a really great dude. And even back on Pineapple, which was his push, kind of putting him out there with his writing partner, producing partner, Evan. And even then, like we were sitting there going, like we could see him directing and getting to the level that he's gotten to.
Yeah.
And I'm super happy to see the success of it all, and that he's still just a cool dude that acknowledges that he made it big doing dick and fart jokes. And but yeah, like he's very smart, and and it shows on the screen, and it was just like it was too much.
Especially like in the corner. Oh God, not again.
I was like, because it's sitting there and it's like, fuck, I know where this is going. I know what's gonna happen next, and I don't want it to happen next because I've seen it, and it's just like, no, like stop.
Jason, I know you had this on your list.
I'm a huge Captain America shield. I just am. I like shield slingers in all their incarnations, and I thought when they did this in the comics, Sam taking over for Cap was just a really brave move. And I remember a lot of the criticism that run received in the comics, and I knew this was going to happen again on the movie. So I was kind of more infatuated with watching how this was going to play out. And it was like history repeated itself. But overall, I liked, because I saw a trend here, because we've talked about a lot of color coming back to superhero movies, and we had that in Captain America Brave New World. We saw a lot of things happening during the daytime, and I kind of liked that trend where things were going like, okay, I can actually see people doing stuff. I'm enjoying this movie. So I felt it was a little bit different, and I was kind of like, I want to see the same things repeat themselves that happen in comics and see if we learned anything from that period. We didn't.
We didn't.
But overall, I like all the flying scenes. It did work for me. I love Captain America movies. I'm always going to go see them because I'm all for the idea of Captain America, not who's ever holding the shield. You know, I will never not say that Captain America is not one of my favorite heroes, and it's not because of his strengths, which everyone really wanted to peg on in this movie, how he didn't have the super. Well, that's not the thing that makes Captain America good. It's the fact that he is willing to stand up. He is willing to take it to the front lines, despite whatever abilities, or this man stands beside people in armed suits and wielding the power of lightning. And somehow they look at him as the guy to respect and follow. So that's what I've always admired about Captain America. So it never bothered me that Sam didn't take the serum and everything. That's not what Cap's about. It's about stepping up even when this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
You do it anyway.
No.
You do it anyway. You find that courage. And that's exactly what that character means to me. It's not who's wielding the shield.
Yeah.
It's what they're willing to do when they're toting it. So yeah, it is one of the ones I enjoyed this year.
No, that's fine.
It is not without its criticism. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not without critique, but I still enjoyed it as a Captain America fan.
No, that's fair. My biggest, actually, when Sam took over the shield in the comic books, my only critique was the same critique I had when Nightwing became Batman, and that you're like, oh, that's the natural progression. However, for me, they had made their place as their own hero. And then him became, I'm like, yeah, but Falcon's his own. I got a gnat here. I got like Falcon's his own hero. Like, but then like you read, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, he's Cap, right?
Yeah, if there's one thing I'll never forgive the MCU for is actually making me like Falcon. Because historically, I have hated Sam Snap Wilson in the damn comics since he was wearing that disco shirt and you could see his navel with them stupid red wings and talking to birds. I have hated Falcon. And somehow they made Falcon cool to me. I'll never forgive the MCU for doing that.
Well, that's what I've always said is that the MCU, so, and I've said this 100 times in the past, is like, I wasn't huge on reading superhero comics. Like I got in, I read the Chris Claremont X-Men, and like that's when I got in on that. But my knowledge and my experience with most of these characters, Wizard magazine and Hero magazine religiously, because that's what I would use to teach myself to draw. But I would actually read them and like learn about the comics and the characters and the this and the that. And so Marvel MCU has done an astounding job taking all these characters that I either didn't really care too much for or thought were stupid, and the more far out and stupid I thought they were, the movies became my more favorite films, like Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor. I did not like Thor. I love the first Thor movie and Ragnarok. And like, who else? Doctor Strange.
I don't think a lot of people liked Iron Man until they put him on the big screen and made him
I was
cool.
not a fan of Iron Man. And of course, like, I was a young judgmental kid and I didn't understand the story arcs and the alcoholism and like the storytelling behind all that and how good it was and what it meant and everything. I was just like, oh, they made this guy an alcoholic and like he's crashing out and wow, this is all stupid and I don't like this. And he's in a big gold suit and whatever.
You
but
know,
then
as you grow, your palate can refine. You can go back and read that
Yeah.
story and think, wow, they were actually cooking with this storyline.
yeah, but the movies, Ant-Man, I fucking hated Ant-Man.
I think
Hank Pym's a piece of shit in the comics. And Ant-Man's a great freaking movie. Like, so they just, anytime I sit there and say I don't like this character and then it's announced that they're doing a movie of it, I just step back because I sit there and say they're going to do something to actually make me turn around and like it. So like, I go in with an open mind.
Yeah. The two criticisms I have of this film. I hated Sabra. I thought that was a horrible casting. Like, I thought, I was like, okay, I get that she's a Black Widow. I get it. She's 4 foot nothing. Like, am I supposed to be afraid of this? Granted, she kicked ass, but I'm like, what?
But that's the thing. She was unassuming.
And I get that. Also, she was just a bad actress. Like, she Mr. President. She was like Gal Gadot level.
Well, funny enough, because Gal Gadot is Israeli, so was that actress.
So I know. Like, did they not?
I think it was a missed opportunity because I heard there was like an Isaiah Bradley scene for when he was a super soldier and active that they cut from the movie, which I was very disappointed to hear that because
I wanted to see that so badly. I heard that same thing.
I would love. I mean, this man took Bucky to the woodshed in Winter Soldier and Falcon, so I kind of wanted to see that.
Yeah, I did too. I wish they would have not shown him in the trailers.
No.
I wish they would have done the same thing they did with Thunderbolts.
For us that know, we would have found out. For those that didn't, they would have been like,
Exactly. Like, we were all kind of waiting for Red Hulk to show up eventually. Also, kudos to Harrison Ford for finally learning how to act 80 years later. And before you go, what? Okay. Do I love Indiana Jones? Fuck yes. Do I love Han Solo? Yes. Does he act the same in both movies? Yes. Shrinking showed him how to really harness that acting.
Shrinking showed him on a whole other level as an actor.
The audacity of this man.
But now my brain, because like Blade Runner, you can't tell me that Deckard was the same character as Indiana Jones. That was the same. And I mean, I'm like, my brain is going, there's a whole bunch of others. Sabrina, but a movie that I personally don't like because it was just too heavy to see it as a kid, but Regarding Henry, where he gets shot and he loses his memory and
Fair.
Like he's had the chops.
I feel Harrison Ford is kind of like I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but he's kind of on the same level as like Christopher Walken.
No. You can't, like, Christopher Walken. I'm not going to diss him as an actor, but he has that cadence, the very specific way that he does things. And so Christopher Walken is Christopher Walken.
No, granted, I love them both. I'm not putting either one of them on the Nick Cage spectrum because Nick Cage, as we learned from Community, is he good? Is he bad? We don't know. He just is.
I think he can be good. I think he leans into what he knows he is, I can't even think of anything off the top of my head at the moment. But like, they all have shows that kind of like show their.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying Harrison Ford is a bad actor. I'm just saying that I think that he really shows that range in from I think shrinking really helped him harness that range, and I don't think he hasn't really had to use it in a while. And look, this is Dan Levitar put it best with Tom Cruise. Any movie Tom Cruise is in is just cocky expletive, right? Like Interview with the Vampire, cocky vampire. Mission Impossible, cocky spy. Like that's Tom Cruise. He does it perfectly. He hasn't acted since what? Well, he actually did really well in American Made, but Outsiders,
Last Samurai.
Ooh, Last Summer, good point. He was great in a lot. Like I love Tom Cruise, but now I'm like, oh yeah, he really doesn't like act. He just kind of is. It's like,
Yeah, and I'm not going to disagree and say that Harrison Ford wasn't basically just playing Harrison Ford to a large extent.
Yeah,
and Shrinking, I think, was just a comeback to sit there and say, holy shit, like I forgot, and this dude can act. And not only can he act, I think that he can display a range that's wider and deeper than any of us truly realized.
the Thanksgiving scene, I think he was robbed of a Best Supporting Actor. If you haven't watched Shrinking and you want to see a really great job by Harrison Ford, by any actor,
God, it's such a good show.
the Thanksgiving scene where he thanks everyone while he's dealing with Parkinson's, holy shit, damn it. Also, a Torque in the Mood, fuck FedEx, I'm fed up. We want to send our condolences to Travis Moody. We're sorry that FedEx has made you fed up, buddy.
Yeah, but apparently he's just waiting on his Cobra crapper.
That's all it is. I did like that. I was actually joking with Travis yesterday about the Cobra porta potty, and he started laughing. He goes, "I love the fact that has become the nickname for this. Like it's the porta potty. It looks cool. I've got 2 coming in tomorrow."
I just busted one of them out earlier today. I like it. I like what they did with it.
I've heard it's fun. I love him as an actor. I wanted more from the leader, and I wanted a more. I know they're going realistic, but look, it's the leader. He's got a giant freaking head. Lean into the giant head. That's just
which apparently they were going to, but they changed it, and I'm not sure why. But
I have no idea.
Okay, I thought he did a good job as the leader, though.
He did. No,
Yeah.
it was a compelling villain, and he's not dead, so I'm like, he could come back. Giancarlo Esposito, and this is Copperhead. I didn't know that this was Copperhead. I got really pissed because I feel like this was another wasted opportunity. With
I think they should have gone deeper into the Serpent Society.
Agreed. They were going to be the bad guys.
Of course, Seth Rollins.
And yeah, Seth Rollins got all his stuff cut. I'm like, damn it. Okay, you know what? I'm just going in order. Let's see. From February, we went to what was the next movie? Thunderbolts.
I really like Thunderbolts. All these characters got to breathe on screen, really.
Yeah. So
except for one.
I mean,
well, they got to breathe for a little bit.
I mean, spoiler, but yeah, one of them did stop.
Although, again, back to your, the concept, Taskmaster was supposed to survive.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, we need to lose someone. Like, no, we'll cut them.
There had to be stakes. So
yes.
So where I saw Captain America in the theater, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. This like Marvel is like, it's a lot better than what they had been releasing. This was the movie where it's like, hey Frank, they've righted the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Like hopefully everything now from here on out, they saw that they did so well for the first 10 years, and then they sort of like lost sight of what the plan was and just was throwing shit at the wall and was just sort of rushing stuff out. And then they were finally like, guys, we're gonna lose the foothold that we have. We are losing it. And they went back to good writing, good characters.
interject right there because I feel that Phase 4 gets a lot of hate that it shouldn't. Because I feel that was kind of like more maybe an experimental phase because you had like Black Widow, which was great but came out too late. The Eternals, beautifully shot, 30 minutes too long. Shang-Chi, no notes.
Shang-Chi was great. Shang-Chi was the best Marvel movie of that phase.
Yeah.
We need to put Simu more on screen. The guy is he's really good.
So good. So good. But no, I think you're right, Spec. I think Thunderbolts was where Marvel went in quality over quantity. And also, again, it went back to what I've always said is when comic book movies are best is when it is something else wrapped in a comic book. So my favorite one, Winter Soldier, is a old school spy movie, Manchurian Candidate type deal, wrapped in a comic book movie. This was, hey, therapy is good wrapped in a comic book movie.
Yeah. Admittedly,
Baldy just said it too, you know. Great story about mental health. Sorry, Jason.
Oh no, I was saying going into this movie, knowing that they were up against Sentry, I was like, y'all are getting smoked. That's it. Y'all are not in the same. It's kind of like when they're like, oh, the Suicide Squad was formed to take down Superman. Shut up. These guys were up against, and they really nailed that with the scene where they are fighting Sentry. They were completely out of their league. And you know, sometimes you can't punch your way to a victory. I can't believe I said that, but anyway.
When someone pulls Neo out on you and stops your bullets, you're like, oh shit.
I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier, they did exactly what I expect them to do with the John Walker character. I expected to dislike that douchebag. And this movie did some really heavy lifting for me to like the John Walker character. Because once again, big comic book reader, love Captain America. John Walker can eat a bag of dicks. and yet, they won me over.
Well, what was great about that the scene where they, you know, do beat him, let's see, who hasn't seen this yet? Is it Frank? Mute for like the next two minutes.
Come back.
Mute. But then come back. We're going to talk more movies.
Also, I don't know why Florence Pugh has haters because I fucking love that woman. She's
an amazing actress. She may be a little too much of an exhibitionist for me, but she's an amazing actress.
I'm gonna just not comment on that particular factoid. But anyway, go ahead.
My wife loves Florence Pugh. She loved doing Midsummer. Like that's one of her jams.
Dude, Fighting with My Family. It's a good movie, and she's great in it.
Yeah. But the scene where they're fighting Bob basically in his mind, and everyone's like having to fight like they're demons, and Bucky just walks right in and like, how? He's like, I already dealt with my stuff. He's like, I already dealt with that shit. I'm like, oh yeah, that's true because Bucky already dealt with shit in Wakanda. But like again, going back to like what makes these movies great, like that scene where Yelena's talking to her dad, going, "I don't feel anything anymore," right? And like everything I've gone through in the past, year, like that scene kind of hit me, like, oh shit, like okay, do I need therapy? Now I'll just keep going to the gym. I'm good, but. It's one of those scenes where it's like, oh shit, they've done that again. They've gone back to like, oh, we need to feel for these characters.
So that scene, I don't say stuff like this a lot, but as a vet, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
So that speech, holy crap, man, it hit me because I went through a time where I was kind of denying the reality of what I lived in.
Yeah.
And maybe was not in a good place mentally. Mm-hmm. So what she said, dude, I felt that those words go through me. So
I teared up a little bit during Thunderbolts.
It was definitely a moment that I said that I needed to maybe seek out some advice from people that were more well versed in that field and, make sure I'm addressing what I'm going through. So when she
Yeah.
said that, wow, I felt that pain. I felt that pain because I've heard it. I've heard it in other vets' voices when they've talked about things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that scene got me. And I think that whole scene, I mean, because we were laughing, we're having fun. And then we get to Elena's part, and we really get into the seriousness of it. But the fight in the streets, you know, the one part where it's like there are casualties when this kind of stuff happens. Like, you talk about the theater went dead quiet on that scene. So I love that they had stakes, you know, not just like, hey, we won, we saved the day. No, these were a bunch of losers that
they should have died.
Somehow got the job done.
Yeah.
And I mean,
and again, it goes back to the beginning of the film where they're all sent to assassinate each other. And like, you're my job. You're my job. We get the humor. Bob is great. I love Bob. Everyone loves Bob. We're gonna get to the film in a bit. Like, the Sentry was, I thought, a really great, really great character. It's a safe. Oh nope, not yet.
Also, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was really good, man.
Yeah. When has she been bad?
Like, I know. No kidding.
30 years.
We were blessed to have her. Okay.
Oh, she was so good.
Yes.
Now, I did love the new. I did love how Red Guardian is like, we're the new Avengers with a Z. That's how you get around copyright. I'm like, fair. Did you talk to Sam? It did not go well. It did not go well.
I want to see that conversation.
I need to see that conversation. But
I mean, clearly there's going to be something that goes down. Hopefully, who knows how much shit they're trying to pack into Doomsday, but like, there's got to be something about that, right? The new Avengers versus whatever Sam's doing, because we'll have to see the culmination of what he's doing, right? So
the rumor is, right now, from what I'm getting some stuff from having to like research stuff for work. Spider-Man 4 will be a big deal because the bad guy's supposed to be Mr. Negative, and apparently Bruce, after seeing Red Hulk, is going to start losing his shit and starts going more savage because there are wanted posters around New York for the Hulk. And the Punisher is trying to take out the Hulk.
So that's where that comes in.
Yes.
All I know right now, all that behind the scenes footage that we're seeing in Scotland from Brand New Day, like, it's its own best PR.
Yeah.
The practical stuff, that big truck rig with the gimbal so that he can physically swing and
give stunt people work. Yes.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay. From there we go to the only horror film I have ever cried at.
And I'm not a horror genre person, but I can watch it, and I don't necessarily even consider this a horror film. It has horror elements.
Yeah.
But sitting through this film, it was a breath of fresh air. Michael B. Jordan's a great actor. Now we get him times 2. Ryan Coogler's a phenomenal director.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're seeing a big studio movie, and it's not a comic book film. Yep. This wasn't based on a comic, right?
No.
It's not a comic film. It's not a sequel. It's not a reboot. It's a fresh original take. And when they got to that scene, that music scene, you know,
this right here is amazing. The soundtrack.
Yeah, I believe it. But when they got to that scene, I don't know how many people here have watched the movie, but they got to it's this big music scene, and it does all sorts of crazy shit. And I watched that and it melted my brain because number one, I'm watching it and then all of a sudden I can do things my friends can't. I can go watch a movie and turn my fucking brain off and not look at it from a how did they make this type of standpoint. But when it hit that scene, I'm sitting there going, how the fuck did they do this? And not only that, it's like this is a movie by filmmakers, for general audiences, but it's the type of movie that sits there and reminds you, this is why I want to do this for a living.
Yeah.
Right? This is the type of movie that inspires people to want to make movies.
Yeah.
I think look, we could go on and on about how good this movie is, how well it was shot, the heart and soul that went into this movie. But we also have to recognize the deal that Coogler made with Warner Brothers for this movie. This is a $90 million movie. The rights are going to go back to him in 25 years. And he has he had a creative control and ownership of this film that you don't see enough that industry people were afraid of this deal because they're like, this might upset the status quo. Well, God damn it, let's upset the status quo. Coogler went in there with swagger and was able to talk, not just some like run-of-the-mill studio. This was Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
He went in there and got what he wanted to make this film. We have to recognize that kind of creative control. And yeah, if it scared studio executives, then this movie has a lot more going for it. Just the fact that we enjoyed it. Yeah, I went to the theater and saw this 3 times. Okay. I was finding excuses to go back and watch this movie. I can't say enough about how good it is, but I do have to recognize the industry shift that this kind of deal that he struck could have. And if this is what someone could turn out when they have a lot more creative control and can tell the studio, get the fuck out of here, I got work to do.
Yeah. Maybe
this is what we need to be going back towards.
So it's an interesting thing on a lot of levels. And what it made me think of, and it's amazing that he got this deal, right? It's just, and the first thing I thought of was George Lucas and Star Wars, saying, I want to keep merchandising. Okay, you can have merchandising.
Mm-hmm.
Studios didn't know shit about merchandising, didn't care. Movies,
yep.
and then Star Wars became the movie that broke the mold, and he made his billions of dollars on the merchandising, right? Like that's where the vast majority of his fortune came from, if I'm correct, if I remember.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah. And that was also the last time that a studio sat there and said, okay, you can have merchandising. It's like Sergeant Slaughter, right? Sergeant Slaughter, the whole story of how like Vince didn't want him to do G.I. Joe, and he said, fuck you, I'm doing G.I. Joe, and he quit WWE for a time, and it was because of Sergeant Slaughter and Sergeant Slaughter owning his own name and trademark that Vince didn't let any wrestler after that own their name, right? Like, if it's once they saw the thing that makes the money,
yeah,
they want to take that. And so the fact that they made a deal that would revert the rights of the film back to the creator, that's crazy. Not to I mean, like Christopher Nolan has creative freedom. He could do whatever the fuck he wants with millions and millions of dollars. He's proven himself. Coogler has somewhat done that. He's proven himself. Creed and Black Panther. And so, like he earned a level of trust from the studio and was able to talk the game and negotiate. And it's rare to find that these days because the big studio shift is to comic book movies or Star Wars or whatever else. And the studios are purposely hiring these younger, less experienced directors that had an indie hit because they can keep their thumb on them. Right?
And not to mention, he got a cut of the gross ticket sales before the studio. He was like, I want my percentage of the ticket sales. I don't give a damn about what money you recoup. I want this percentage of ticket sales.
Yep.
While the film is in the theaters. That's crazy to me. How did he talk them into that? He had some dirt walking in. He was also, I got this film of you messing around on somebody that's not your wife.
I think it goes back to what Spec said. I don't think Warner Brothers thought this would be that hit. They thought, oh, it's going to be okay. It'll be okay. Fine. Like, here's some money. Go make your movie.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought this was going to be that revolutionary movie.
Oops.
Exactly.
And it's an interesting, because, you know, a director that I went to film school with, the guy that directed Pineapple Express, and that was his first big studio movie. He was an indie darling. He'll do the big studio movies, the remake of The Exorcist and his version of Halloween and all that. And I honestly, I haven't watched them because it's just not my cup of tea. But I watch his indie movies, and if you go back, and he purposely takes these smaller films because he can have more say, he gets more of his demands, and he has full creative control, right? Like, even with Halloween or Exorcist or whatever, like, he still has to bow to the studios in some sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he goes off and he makes, I'm blanking on Snow Angels or whatever else. That's his movie to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Final edit, casting, writing, whatever. And so, like, I'm sure it's his dream or anyone else's dream to sit there and say, well, I want a $150 million budget movie to do this with a big studio release. And I think it's just one of those perfect storm situations. Like, he was able to talk the talk, but he walked the walk. He came out with a film that was just phenomenal. It came out early enough in the year where there'd sort of been a dry spell, and people were were worrying about the theatrical experience, which, you know, we all still are to this point in time. But this movie put butts in seats.
Yep.
For the first time in a long time.
I mean, from the original trailer, when I saw it, I was like, okay, vampire movie. I'm sold. Let's go. But we didn't even
so much more than that.
Did we even need to have Ryan Coogler playing himself, playing two characters in this movie? Absolutely not. Was it awesome? Hell yes.
Yep.
The fact that they did this in the Georgia heat.
I mean,
yeah, I don't even want to.
No, thank you. I will say, this was an amazingly brilliantly cast film.
Find me an actor you didn't like in this movie too. Like, seriously, the heart was there, man.
This scene broke me. This scene, and I texted Spec the minute I got out of the movies. I'm like, first movie, and he goes out, and Spec was like, end credit. I'm like, yeah, like that. Just, I was like, oh my god, so fucking good,
beautiful.
I mean, shots. It gave you everything. It was kind of Lord of the Rings in the sense that it had like 5 different endings, but each ending hit that satisfaction point, right? You had the first brother who gave us that vengeance, like, that we wanted, like the retribution. Then we had that ending that gave us like the feels, like just the real, just like, and it answered questions, because there was a. Are we going to do spoilers with this one? It's been out long enough.
Yeah.
It's on HBO, you know.
Fuck, I just forgot her. What's the girl's name?
Oh, Haley
Steinfeld.
Steinfeld,
yeah. Who I was on set with one day for a music video. Like, her character just disappeared at the end, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, did they need her for another movie and we just didn't get to see like what happened to her? Like, what?
Yeah.
She died. Like, but then because it came back around with that scene, it was like, oh, okay. Like, fuck.
It tied everything up very neatly.
Yeah.
Oh, like when I loved, like, you're like the vengeance scene where he takes off the protection spell and loads the Tommy gun. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And he just like starts mowing him down. But then when he goes to light the cigarette and he can't because he doesn't have his brother there, I'm like, God damn it. Okay. Such a good movie. Okay.
I mean, and also we got to see some Ku Klux Klan members die.
Yep.
There you go.
He doesn't love that.
I'll pay for that.
I'll pay for that all day, every day. Okay. The next movie I haven't watched yet. I know it's on Prime now for I think like $5. But Spec, you put this on your list, and I need to watch it.
I did. So I'm a huge John Wick fan. As a matter of fact, I almost put the Wick is Pain documentary on this list, but I didn't. and I was super excited for this movie. And then I knew it underwent massive reshoots, and then the longer trailers started coming out, and then I kind of started getting worried seeing the trailers and going, okay, it's not going to be a good movie, but I'm still going to go see it and have fun.
Yeah.
And then I took my kids and we went and saw it, and it exceeded expectations. It is a fantastic movie.
That's what my parents said.
Yeah, and I mean, it fits with it. It's a little wonky how it kind of, because it takes place between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4, and you're still trying to sit there in your brain and rationalize, when did he have time to go do this? We just lost Jason.
I don't know where he went. I think his camera got disconnected.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, because I was gonna ask you this because I know the director of John Wick said that 1 through 4 takes place in a week.
I don't think that's true, and I think that's dispelled in the Wick is Pain documentary. There's no way that the first 4 movies take place in the course of a week. There just isn't. Like it's more spread out than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was putting something in the way so my Roomba doesn't come back here while I'm on the show. It's running right.
I was like, oh, he must get bored of me talking about Ballerina.
No, I actually haven't seen Ballerina. It's on my list to watch.
Yeah.
It's I mean, if you're a John Wick fan, you'll really like it. It's it just further builds on the lore, but it's its own thing. But obviously I have a feeling that they were scared. So I think Wick was part of the reshoots, putting him back in, or at least putting him in as much as he was, because he does have a pretty decent chunk of screen time somewhere in the middle.
Gotcha. They were able to put Lance Reddick in this?
So I guess his and scene and Ian McShane, like, it must have been shot. As I said, this movie had been delayed and had been reshot. A lot of it had been reshot. So this must have been much early. And I got to spend a day on set with him doing reshoots for this. I can't remember what the fuck the movie was called, but he's like in a spa in a towel the whole time. But he was a super nice guy. And I was really freaking bummed, because he does this. He's known for this character of Charon. But then if you like dive deep and you see like all of his voice acting, he does the character in Paradise PD. And if you just like dirty adult animation, Paradise PD, I think takes
Agent Clappers.
Oh my god!
But also, as a Destiny 2 player, he was the voice of the one of the Vanguards, and that broke everybody in Destiny 2 when he passed on. So
no, I loved Lance Reddick. Yeah, I haven't seen Ballerina stuff, but it is on my list. It'll probably hit Peacock in, I'd say, September, so I'll watch it then.
Hopefully sooner than that, but I guess September's actually next month, so
yeah, like it'll 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. Next film is the one that when I saw the trailer.
Sorry, hang on. I just want to throw it because every Wick movie has some sort of like staple fight sequence introducing, like John Wick 4 had the dragon's breath shotgun and all this. Flamethrowers, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I liked this movie so much more than I thought I was going to.
I loved this movie.
I have one little problem with the movie, and it sucks because she's a great actress, but they kind of shoehorned in this love interest that it didn't ruin anything for me. But I was like, was this really necessary? But she was fantastic. She was great in the film. I loved Javier Bardem in this film. Like, again, perfectly cast film. He was amazing.
Yeah.
I
loved him in this film.
Damson Idris, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's an Idris. Yeah.
I mean, Joseph Kosinski, the director.
Yep.
I didn't see his firefighter movie. the Wildfire guys that had
No, I
like
didn't see it
Josh
either.
Brolin and all that. But Tron Legacy is
I didn't know he did Tron Legacy.
he did Tron Legacy, and it's so good. And I was always
Yeah.
bummed that he never got to do a follow up because I love Tron Legacy.
That's a
And
good
then
film.
it is. And then, oh God, what else has he done?
Top
But
Gun
obviously
Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick, and Top
Yeah.
Gun Maverick is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like it's just he's a solid filmmaker.
Yep.
Yes, you could argue that like, oh, it's just big Hollywood fare, and some of it's trite and some of it's rehashed or whatever, but it's done so well, and he pushes the boundaries as a technical filmmaker on every movie. I mean, Tron Legacy pushed through with the unique look that it had. Top Gun Maverick, with the way that they dealt with camera technology and working with the Air Force and engineers and getting these. So it was this new camera at the time, the Sony Venice, and a big thing with the Venice is that you could physically take the sensor out and you could put it into a smaller body that would have fiber optic tethered back to the main body so that you could have a tiny, more
Really?
like placeable rig. Yeah.
Huh.
But still have the full amount of raw data and color science and everything. And that wasn't really done because there's this whole thing with sensor placement and nodal point and flange depth and being able to keep focus and this just, there were no issues with that. And they'd get into the cockpits of these jets, and the key first AC, a guy named Dan Ming, who's a brilliant guy in his own right, worked to help design how are we going to get 6 cameras in here and mount, and still the pilots will be able to fly, and we'll be able to have an external mounted camera that's built into the body of the plane, and how the engineers are going to allow that to happen. And so like they broke ground doing that, and they did it again with this movie where they took by now the Venice 2 is out. Maybe not when they shot this. I think when they shot this, I don't remember. But Sony has a whole family of cameras, from the high-end super professional all the way to like tiny prosumer. And so there's this smaller prosumer camera, that they'll run and shoot reality or whatever with, called the FX6. But it's a full frame sensor and it's 4K and whatever. He worked with Sony, and he worked with, I think it was the Mercedes F1 team, to basically take this, and Panavision, to take this sensor out and rebuild these smaller cameras. And they realized things like, well, we don't need it to tilt, we just need pan. And so they were able to, I think, mount like 5 or 6. If you find his Instagram, I got to look up what it is, but like he puts the technical drawings and talks about it and whatever. And that's when you see these shots of like, it's Brad Pitt's face, and then suddenly it whips around and you're looking over the front of the car or the fender of the car or whatever. And so they worked with F1 so that they weren't impeding on the aerodynamics of the car, and so that it was also safe.
Yeah.
And so they, same thing is that they were able to essentially rebuild this sensor into a small, slim body on a head that could just pan, the operator. And then the other thing is that all the information, the connection to transmit, worked around the entire length of the track. Usually you'd have to be in a follow car or something to like be able to keep connection. And the technology has gotten to the point where they were able to be in one spot and stay connected the entire time. And so, there's shots of the operator, guy named Lukasz Bilan, who's sitting there, and you could see him panning whip panning the camera as it's doing this and the scenes on the track. And
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, it's not just a good movie to watch, a great movie to watch, and also a theater experience. I saw it, and then I immediately went to see it again. I saw it on a big screen.
Yeah.
But I immediately went to go see it again on a huge IMAX screen. And I'm not into the gimmicky shit, but I kind of wanted to see this movie in 4DX.
Same.
With fucking seats moving and everything.
Same.
Oh,
But like, this movie is a sensory overload, and I'm not an F1 fan, so I don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, one of my buddies who's a huge F1 fan called me. He's like, yeah, it's okay, but like, dude, it's so fucking fake. Like, it kept taking me out. And when I went to see it in IMAX, it was with another friend who's a big F1 fan. And he's like, yeah, I know that it's not totally accurate. And I know that they have to give expository for the people that don't know F1. He's like, but it didn't dampen my enjoyment of the movie at all. So it's
No.
like there were two camps on that, but yeah.
No, like I've
Fucking
gone to
so
F1
cool.
races, right? I've gone to COTA twice, and I love F1, right? And there the whole like him like crashing out like at the like I'm like, okay, this would never happen, never. Didn't care because again, like I told my dad, I go, Dad, you know, because my dad wakes up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Uh, my dad will wake up at like 5 in the morning, watch races live. Um, uh, I go, it's gonna like some parts might annoy you. Just giving you heads up. I'm like, my lighting. Just heads up, it might annoy you, but the race scenes, like when they're in the car, are so freaking good. Like I need like when this comes out on Blu-ray, I will be buying it. It was so damn good. And
I mean, and I'm honestly not like a huge racing film fan, but for all the things that Spec was saying about how this movie was shot and the tech that was used, it got my interest. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this movie. And
you like
visually, I did. It was more of a curiosity going
Yeah.
to watch this movie. Like I wanted to see what they were going to do, and I wasn't disappointed. Like I could have easily passed on this movie until I started reading more about how it was shot. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I want to see that executed.
like
And it was amazing because what there
I was
was
actually
another
looking
racing
up the camera
movie.
while you were talking to. I was like, what is he talking about? Oh my god! Like I'm over on my other screen, like, oh,
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Yeah,
and I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm a huge. I mean, I love Days of Thunder, and then I would say the other racing movie that came out that was actually surprisingly really good, and I bought it was Gran Turismo.
I still have to watch that.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Okay.
It's solid film. I don't like the game. I don't like racing games. I hate racing games.
I love
This is all under that Sony video game studio they're doing all the movies under, right? Like same thing that brought us Uncharted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like Gran Turismo is really good. It's got David Harbour and like it's a solid movie. But this is it's just on another level.
Yeah. I love. I watched it again I think last month or 2 months ago, Ford versus Ferrari.
Also another great fucking movie.
Fucking like James Mangold, which I always forget he directed that. So goddamn good. Jason, if you've not seen that movie,
I haven't.
watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not about the racing. The racing is a good element of it, but I mean it's about the characters of Shelby and the driver mechanic that Christian Bale plays.
Yeah,
I get that.
It's oh fuck, it's so good.
So yeah, so good. Yeah, F1, and I do need to watch. Gran Turismo. I just the whole premise. I'm like, but then if you tell me like watch it, if you like this, I'm like, all right, I'll watch it.
Well, so the funny thing is if you watch it, things about this movie and things that like Brad Pitt says make sense because you know they talk about like I don't want to come into this race with this generation of kids that like learned how to race on video games, and that's what Gran Turismo is about. It's about a kid who got his and it's based on a true story.
Yeah,
got his chance to become a professional driver because he was playing these racing games.
Yeah.
And the racing games were so, you know, nobody took him seriously. You don't know what's wrong with the car. You're full of shit. Your brakes didn't fade. You didn't. And then it's like, oh, fuck, his brakes did fade. Like he knows what he's talking about. Like, so yeah, it's cool and how they kind of are relevant against each other.
If you ever want to see in something and crazy, I know it's on Instagram, but go watch F1 drivers training. Those dudes are insane, especially their necks because they have to have very strong necks for all the G forces they got to take on.
Shit, that thing of Brad Pitt just like balancing on his bed with his neck, like I'm just like,
yeah. Time out. Okay, so speaking of Brad Pitt, okay, so I totally missed up. None of us had this on our list. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. It's a fun.
There's a reason.
Yeah, like I told my sister loved it because she loved the stunts on the plane.
That was the most boring part to me. I know that like okay, it's cool they did it, but it was so drawn out. It was so drawn out.
I agree with that. My issue, and I told my mom and dad this. I go, look, because sorry, Hella Geek. Oh, there's no spoilers. No, hold on, no spoilers. Hold on. What I told my mom and dad when I got out of Mission Impossible, like, okay, I'm like, again, Tom Cruise always has to be running for some goddamn reason.
Yeah, because I'm 65. Look, I can still beat like that dude can outrun me. I can't run,
But I told my dad, I go, it's weird watching Brad Pitt like shirtless in F1 and Tom Cruise shirtless in Mission Impossible, because Brad Pitt in F1 looks like a dude who is in shape but is healthy. Like his skin isn't sagging. Like he looks healthy. He has a cheeseburger and he has a beer. Okay, he's a normal dude in this.
Ooh, cheeseburger.
Tom Cruise. I know I'm kind of hungry right now too. Tom Cruise, like when he's running, I'm like, you don't eat enough. Your diet is off or something. Your skin is like really weird. There's a scene where like on the stunt where his face looks like Grandpa Simpson when the wind is hitting him. Like he looks like an old man. Like the fillers weren't holding up, weren't doing their job. Like it was like really weird. Like watching him running, going, man, he does not look. Like
I still think he looks. And when you go back and you look at this the generational thing, and you look at other actors who were that age back in the 70s or even the 80s, and you're just like, God, we thought those people were fucking old back then.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
George Costanza in Seinfeld is 29 at the beginning, and he looks 50. Okay, Jason Alexander has aged better than when he was younger. Just saying. But like Brad Pitt in this film, like, oh, okay, he works out, he does pull-ups, push-ups, cool, whatever. But he enjoys. You know, he's normal. Tom Cruise, I'm like, man.
Well, Brad Pitt was like training running, right? Jogging. He was at a pace. Tom Cruise is always just like flat out top speed. Look how fast I can fucking sprint.
He actually has it in his contract apparently that he has to have a running scene.
I never saw the Mission Impossible movie because at some point I just got tired of Tom Cruise's shit. And I'm unwilling to give him a chance anymore. I don't know what happened.
They should have stopped. They should have stopped at either Ghost Protocol or Rogue Nation. The 1-2 ago.
I didn't even watch I didn't even watch Top Gun 2.
Oh, dude, you need to.
Wait, you haven't watched Maverick?
I can't.
Oh, Maverick's so good, dude.
I can't, dude. There's just
you can just think of it this way. It's Star Wars.
I just can't stand Tom Cruise anymore, man. I can't. There was just some point I said, I am tired of this man's shit.
Dude, right here. Hella Geek. Jason, it's so okay. I will tell you this, Jason. I will tell you this. Okay. When it came out of theaters, there was nothing else in the theaters. Nothing else. And yeah,
it's a movie that put butts in seats like Sinners did.
My wife and I saw it because there was no other movies out. It was either Top Gun, like some other like bullshit, and the British show. What is it?
Top Gear?
No, not Top Gear. The British like rich people, like they're doing a new show.
Oh, fuck.
What is it?
Trailer for the final movies.
I know. Was it Rich show?
I refuse to watch that show. We tried to watch it, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not doing this.
It is
Downton Abbey. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Oh, that one. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, it was either that or Downton Abbey. And my wife was like, no, fuck that. So we see Top Gun regularly. Okay, cool. And she's like, oh, that was a fun movie. That was a fun movie. Okay, cool. Next week, do you want to see any movies you want to see? No. You want to go see Maverick again? I'm like, sure. So we go to 4DX. And then we see it on like the X screen, whatever the bullshit is. Like, I don't like that because like it looks weird.
Screen X or whatever.
Screen X, yeah.
I am not a fan of that.
We saw Top Gun Maverick 3 times in 1 month, Jason, because it's that fun. It is a fun movie.
So here's the thing, and I totally get people sit there and say, I don't like Tom Cruise. He's the same character in every movie.
I wouldn't
Agree.
even say that.
I won't disagree with that, although he has some standouts. Like I love Last Samurai, but he is kind of Tom Cruisey in that too. But if you like the original Top Gun and you like the cocky maverick character he plays, to see him as a older, wiser version of that, but still fucking cocky and risky, and what Top Gun is and does with the characters and where it ends up, it's just
also
you can put it on anytime and just watch it and have a good time.
And also, Jason, I'm going to appeal to your geeky side here. Val Kilmer, great in it. His scene is beautiful.
Okay.
You're watching Hal Jordan. You're watching Hal Jordan.
I mean,
there you go.
I've known a couple of pilots before. I know what type of person they are, and
they're assholes. We get it.
No, sorry. And it is a moniker that kind of is fitting, but also they've strapped their ass to an engine with wings. So, hey,
my physics teacher was a former pilot, and he was fucking awesome. I loved that guy.
I had a boss who was a former pilot, and he was a giant dick. But
my physics teacher's name was Mr. Butt, B-U-T-T. That was his last name. His call sign was Ima. If that tells you like who he was as a person and a teacher.
That's hilarious. But yes.
Anyway,
yeah.
We're getting off.
Watch F1, watch Maverick, and then go watch Tron Legacy again. Okay. Before we get to the final two, I'm gonna go to these because I liked Death of a Unicorn.
I didn't watch it.
It's
it was a movie that I didn't see any trailers beforehand for.
Oh, one.
I didn't see any, and I think I was at like a get together, and someone asked, "Oh, are you gonna go watch Death of a Unicorn?" I was like, "I haven't heard of this," and they just kind of told me something briefly about it, and I was like, "Okay." I literally went home from that party, or I think it was like a birthday party or something, and I talked to my wife. I was like, "Have you heard anything about this Death of a Unicorn movie?" And she's like, "I saw a poster, and I was curious." But I was like, "Let's just go watch this damn movie now." And for a movie that I had no predetermined anything going in, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a very great movie about capitalism and consumerism and how, sometimes we find great things and, we kill it and kill ourselves. I never saw How to Train Your Dragon. I heard it was really good.
My kids saw it. I wanted to see it. I ended up not. I'll see it on HBO or whatever it shows up on. But my kids actually really liked it. And my kids are fucking more critical of movies than I am. They have that whole like YouTube cynical shit going on.
Ooh.
And like, whatever they've learned in creative writing stuff, plot armor and this and that. And they're pretty spot on analytically.
Yeah.
And so I was like, so how'd you like the live action? They're like, it's pretty much a remake of the original, but we really like the original and they did a really good job with the live action. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, but it wasn't something I had to go see in the theater.
I had to take my kids to it because they grew up on the How to Train Your Dragon movie, and I enjoyed the first movie. And
yeah, they are.
What I enjoyed about the animated How to Train Your Dragon movies is exactly what I enjoyed about this movie, because it was kind of a shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah, they took
was just live action.
Yeah, they took a page out of the Disney live action remake.
Yeah.
But it's the same. My kids grew up on watching these movies in the theater and then watching the Netflix series, which was a good series. And so yeah, they really enjoyed this. So I'm looking forward to catching it.
I haven't seen any of them.
They're good. They're really
good. My wife was, "You never saw them?" I'm like, no, never did. This movie was
everybody I know that saw it loves it.
Yep.
It was so, like, my wife and I went to go watch it, and we walked out going, not what I expected. Really, really well done. Really well. And this was who was it? Tony? Is it Tony Todd? No.
Tony Todd. Yeah.
It is Tony Todd.
Yeah.
It was his final film.
Yes.
The way they wrote his character was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. I thought it was a beautiful
I know
goodbye.
that book ending really got me.
So I will say, like, not being a horror genre guy, I have never seen a Final Destination.
What?
Okay.
It seems like I saw the first Saw and I fucking hated it, and I didn't hate it because it was a horror movie. There were some cool things about it, but I was just like, this is a movie where they had some really grotesque, funny or cool ideas or whatever based around torture, and tried to shoehorn it into a movie, and I wasn't into the overall story.
Yeah.
And the Final Destination movies kind of felt the same way to me. I did remember seeing the teaser for this where like the guy's like buttoning up a tattoo shop or something, and like the chain comes and catches his, and I was laughing my ass off at that. But
I watched the only one I'd ever watched was the first one, and before we went and watched that, my wife was like, all right, we're watching each one each night before we see this one. I'm like, all right, let's strap in. And we watched them. Like, these are ridiculous, but I love these. They're ridiculous and they're fun. Like, they're not horror. They're like,
I just want to give a shout out to this movie for having Yvette Ferguson, who is 71 years old, now holds the record for the oldest stunt person to be set on fire in a movie. That lady is badass. She is 71 years old and said, "Set me on fire. Let's go."
Dude,
This
amazing.
She's got the Guinness Book of World Records for the oldest stunt person to do a stunt in a movie, and well deserved. Yeah, she came back from retirement and was saying, "I'm coming back just to be set on fire." That's awesome.
This was one of those films where I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, okay, this is good. This is really good. Again, creative, practical. Like, the practical effects were amazing.
Uh-huh.
The one where the daughter gets crushed in the garbage truck. Practical. That was all. I'm like, holy shit! Like, that was like, just like the way like contorted to her face. I'm like, that is okay.
Ugh.
Oh,
hearing that's making me shiver.
The glass in the foot. Man.
Anything with a foot, dude. Even Home Alone, when he steps on the nail in the door, like,
I'm not easily cringy. And man, this movie had me in the theater. Just spilling Mike and Ike's all over the place. Oh God, no,
dude. Okay, Jason, the lawnmower. I was
like, what I love about these movies is, like, you can be performing an everyday task like cutting your yard.
Yeah.
And that scene will just like, hey, what if things just went horribly wrong?
I still think about the log truck from the trailer of the original movie. Like,
the
that
log truck has fucked up an entire generation.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And I didn't even see the movie.
No, I see I move out of the way. I'm like, no.
I feel bad for the people that drive the logging trucks. They're like, look, guys, we're really careful. We would never kill all these people.
Those guys are probably like, that's right. Get the fuck away.
Everyone hates me.
Why don't you love me?
Well, so the other thing is, I can't remember his name, but there was a well-known director, and I was still in film school, so I was in North Carolina. But it happened out here, and I don't remember which freeway, but he was behind. It wasn't a log truck, but it was like a plumbing truck or something that had the pipes in the back. And traffic came to a sudden standstill, and the pipe flew out of the back of the truck and went through the windshield and impaled and killed this guy, and that's why it was in the news. And so it was like, I always thought about that, and then that with the fucking trailer from the first Final Destination, and I was just like, no.
And that's the thing I love about these movies. Like, it just gives you pause on everyday things that you're doing where something could just go horribly wrong, and the coroners are like, damn, how did this happen? And it's could be you. That's and please don't make, I know this is supposed to be the last one, right? Are we ever going to revisit the well on this? Because I'm honestly,
they're going to reboot it or something.
Yeah, probably. The book ending with Tony Todd, it's like, I don't want to watch another one.
I will say the MRI machine was crazy.
As someone that's been in an MRI seen.
I just fucking had an MRI last week.
And
Oh.
and I bet in the back, if you had seen this movie in the back of your mind, you'd be like, "Man, I wonder about that scene I saw in Final
There we go.
Destination."
I don't think I have to, because it's like every time, this has been my third MRI. Like, they make you fill out the paperwork. Do you have metal? Do you do this? Do you have an implant? Do you have? And you're just like, well, I got some.
Do I?
I have some fillings. Do I? I don't like. Right? There's. I mean, I was doing something with the Dremel tool a few weeks ago. Hopefully, like, I didn't get metal shards in my eye. Like, because then you get into this thing and you're just like, you've seen other movies or whatever involving MRIs and how powerful the magnets are. And I mean, if you've been in an MRI, like, you just feel the magnetic field or whatever, and you're just like, without even having seen that movie, I can only guess what they fucking did and what happened, because you're already nervous when you get. I'm not claustrophobic, but you get nervous of like, all right, are they going to turn this fucking magnet on and like something's going to rip out of me?
Yep.
I mean, like I, going back, I was in the military. I've got some scarring from like shrapnel and stuff. Nothing really bad, but in my mind, I started thinking, is there anything in me? Like, there could be, and we're about to find out. You know,
In the worst possible way.
Like I thought about, like, let me think about that. I'm pretty sure none of it's in me anymore, but you know, luckily nothing like went flying out of me as like a bloody reverse bullet. So,
but it's
in my
just,
mind, it was like,
we are, KJ confirmed in the chat, we are getting a 7th Final Destination
saw that.
from the co-writer of Bloodline. So
okay, fine, whatever.
yeah, we're gonna. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there because this movie's insane, crazy. But here's the thing. I like the fact that because here's the thing. The last Final Destination movie before Bloodlines bookended that whole movie set, because the ending to that Final Destination went back to the beginning of Final Destination 1. So that in itself is its own story, which I think is great. I think Bloodlines might be like a one-off, and then I think they could start a whole new,
as long as they're making money, they're going to keep making them.
Oh yeah,
100%. All right, now KJ and I did a review on this. I haven't posted yet because it's been taking me forever to edit it. But the next film,
I had a lot of fun with this movie. I went in with a little bit of trepidation, but at the same time, I'm a James Gunn fan, and I had faith that he was going to do right by how much we knew was going to get stuffed into it. I still don't love the suit, but it's grown on me a little bit. I thought the casting was perfect.
all of it.
I still had issues with it. So I had fun watching it. I look forward to seeing it again, but this didn't make my top because I just there were a couple cringy things that just had me just like Hawk Girl fucking screaming.
Because she's Hawk Girl and she screams in the comics and the cartoon.
I believe it, but maybe it's just the way that they did it. And there's a gif or a gif of that wide angle close up of her face while she's doing that obnoxious scream, and that just made me just like want to swat her out of the sky and go into a big electric like. I for whatever reason it drove me nuts. I hated it, and I know I'm not the only person because other people.
This is a man that has clearly never been chased by a great horned owl.
No,
and doesn't know how terrifying it is, because that's what I remember. I came up on some farms, man, and we had an owl that, like, that scene. I was like, oh God, I'm 9 years old again, running from that great horned owl.
I think it's just that wide angle close up of her with the dubbing of the scream. I think if they had kept wide shots of her flying and screaming, I would have probably like not thought about it. But there was just something about that weird wide angle close up. And then Metamorpho, I love. Is it Anthony Kerrigan? That's his name, right?
Yes.
He's so good. You know,
Barry, Twisted Metal and Death of a Unicorn.
Twisted Metal, Bill and Ted, the third Bill and Ted movie. Was he played Victor Zsasz in one of the Batman TV series? Right?
Yeah, he was great. He was great as Victor Zsasz. Yeah.
He's so good. But like his role in Barry, so fucking good.
I love No Ho Hank. No Ho Hank is fantastic.
I felt like he was kind of wasted in this movie.
Hmm.
Like we saw him, there was the thing with his son. Again, the only Superman comics I read was the Death of Superman to the Rebirth of Superman arc. And so like, I only read it for a year or two.
Right.
And so I'm not familiar with him having a son and all this other stuff. And
Yeah.
like the rescue sequence, like this baby would be dead. Like, no matter what he's trying to do, like this baby would have been dead.
So
The whole, but
It's
and
alien
then
thing,
like him
you know?
coming around and just having like a whirlwind body, and I was just like,
okay. So real quick, there was I love the fact that they did like the Metamorpho. There was a lot with him that I think Gunn did for the comic book fans. So Metamorpho himself, like he can do all that with his body. Like his son actually is even more powerful than him.
yeah,
That's why
I heard that.
Yeah, that's why he didn't nothing happened to him. But here's the fun thing. So when Palestine, I mean the fake country that is Palestine, is getting attacked by Israel. I mean not Israel. And they're watching on TV. Metamorpho is with his fiance, wife. I forget what their status is. I think they're married. Her dad is I think it's Victor Stagg from Stagg Industries, which we see in the building that Superman goes into, and Green Lantern throws up the ring to.
Oh,
Now here's the thing, which we see in Lois Lane's apartment is her Pulitzer of her taking down Stagg from Stagg Industries. So because Stagg created Metamorpho, when he finds out that his daughter is with, I can't think of his real name, but when he's with her, he sends him on a mission like, hey, I'm going to pay you this much money. I need you to go find this for me, thinking it's going to kill him. Instead, it turns him into Metamorpho, and she still stays with him. All that through.
Well, that's the deep dive stuff that like Gunn really puts in there for the fans, and that shit will go right over my head until it gets explained to me.
well, this movie had a lot of ground to cover. Like it could have easily gotten into a very bloated cast.
Yes.
But everyone was used effectively. And I mean, they were trying to establish a lot of this universe. And I think they rode that line perfectly with, everybody got to shine at particular points. We loved seeing Green Lantern beating up Israel. I mean, the imaginary country. Mr. Terrific definitely was a scene stealer.
Yeah.
In this, I even liked the actress that played Lois Lane.
Oh, Rachel
was fantastic.
She was amazing.
She's one of the best Lois Lanes that we've had.
If not the. And I mean, like, and getting Supergirl in there, even like we had a lot of universe to establish with this movie, and it could have easily been just overbooked. No one really got to shine.
I will say
that's what he's good at, right?
I will say this:
watch the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and he knows how to handle.
I think Spec will agree with me with this. This could have been in lesser hands. This could have been the Eternals.
Oh, yeah.
A film with a lot of great characters that we know nothing about, and then it's like, oh, what's happening, right? And I'll say it, poorly edited. Eternals was a beautifully shot, poorly edited film. Gunn, and the reason I say this because Gunn did such a good job of going, okay, like when they showed that behind the scenes where David comes off, he goes, okay, when I'm saying this, I don't feel it. And he's like, no, but you should be feeling that. And like Gunn like talks with his cast in such a great way. And actually, I will say this, Travis makes a good point here. It didn't make the money that people were, because they kept comparing it to Man of Steel. However, Eric Larson, comic book artist, writer, Savage Dragon creator, made a great point. He goes, there are less theaters. There are less theaters today. Inflation, but like a lot of people are waiting for digital. This dropped on digital a month and a half after it came out, right? So, like when you look and then adjusting for inflation, like, but someone also made the point, like, did this make as much money as Man of Steel? No, but there's also more theaters for Man of Steel. but more people are reading comic books because of Superman. People are saying, "Hey, maybe we should be nice to one another." Like this movie shows, hey, don't be an asshole.
Yeah, it's got a great message, and I want to point out, and it's the media bullshit and the clickbait headlines. James Gunn shows the backstage footage of the confrontation he has with Corn Sweat, like during a climactic scene, and it's like there was nothing confrontational about that.
No, it was a director and
an actor that was in the moment.
Yeah.
And he was trying to find the moment.
Yeah.
And he's full of this energy, and he doesn't want to break the energy, and he doesn't want to cut and like lose the momentum that they have. So everything's still going. So he's aware that cameras are rolling and people are in their element and everybody's got their shit going on, and he's got to get out there and deliver, but he has this question of how he's supposed to deliver the line. Who am I? He's trying to act, right? And he's asking a director that actors would ask of the director. And Gunn is sitting there in the moment also, and they're feeding off the energy, and there's nothing confrontational about it. Corn Sweat's like, well, this and this and this, and Gunn, like, he's listening, and he picks up on the thing that Corn Sweat says, and it you see the click in Gunn's brain, and goes, exactly, do this, and you can see that it also clicks for Corn Sweat, and that's where he's like, I got it, and he's like trying to run back to set, and you're just like, those moments on set are rare, in my opinion, or my experience, and when they happen, because I'm not a big acting person, I like the tech end of it more, but when you see an actor that really is into their shit and pulls it off, or a moment like this, that's those things where you're just like, fuck, we got something here. This is great.
And 2 quick points before I shoot back over to you, Jason. Corn Sweat's a theater kid, so he's trying to find he's trying to find that motivation, like what is like. So there is that. But once that they have that, he goes, okay, I got it. Gunn pats him on the chest, like, all right, go get it. Like he like go, like you get it, go. Like it's like he like the coach going, hey, and the player going, I got the play. He's like, all right, go get it, right? Like that's an amazing scene. What are you gonna say, Jason?
No, I just didn't understand this like attempted manufactured controversy, like about what Spec was saying. It didn't land with me either. I was just like, I don't understand where y'all are going. But I mean, what's not to love about this movie? Because I'm not a big Superman fan, but I like, the character, and I think Corn Sweat definitely nailed it. Yeah. Also, best Lex Luthor. I wanted to twist his head off. I hated that man.
And there's something brilliant in that too that I didn't think about until I read it, is that Nicholas Hoult read to play Superman, and then they cast him as Lex Luthor. So it's like there's an extra little bit of like impetus to like, hey, you wanted this character and we gave it to him. So guess what? You get to play the bad guy. Like,
okay.
I feel like that adds another layer.
Because he was saying in an interview how he goes, I auditioned. He goes, I thought I did pretty well, and then Gunn, James calls me and goes, hey, you didn't get the part. And he goes, oh, we want you to read for Lex. And he's like, okay. Because he goes, you've been reading, I'm like, Lex has some really good scenes. I think I could do that, right? So there is that like
actor too, man. Like let's give that man his flowers.
Oh, Holt is amazing. Like I will say this: he is tied for my favorite Lex Luthor. Rosenbaum from Smallville is still did an amazing job. But Nicholas Hoult bringing that like creepy crypto bro billionaire vibe to him, so good. So like the fact that he like knocked off the mug with the pencils in it just so that someone will keep cleaning up on their knees.
Just a complete and just
a dick. Now I do know I do love like this scene, and everyone's saying like, well, it's kind of like James Gunn saying, well, look, it's not gonna be perfect. Like we're gonna make mistakes with this. The fact that Guy Gardner will be in Lanterns that comes out I think in January. Like I cannot wait to see all three. We're still not getting Kyle, which is bullshit. We're gonna see the three like Lanterns on screen together. Like Yes, please. Thank you.
He did a
Come on.
great job as Gardner, man.
That
Just,
was so good. Like
I
the
mean,
middle finger.
we've heard him as Hal Jordan in multiple Justice League and Green
Yeah.
Lantern projects animated, and now he's Gardner. Man, when Lois said the thing about his hair,
Yeah, that hair should be against you. What? What did you say? That was
what to the
great.
what?
You know, like even and I had to explain to a friend why going back to Supergirl, why she's drunk at the end. I'm like, well, it's from Woman of Tomorrow because she's suffering from PTSD, right? Like she and I like that they're going this direction. The fact that she watched Krypton explode. Like Clark was a baby.
Right.
She watches her homeworld explode. She doesn't land with the Kents. She lands after, so she has, you know,
Some time.
Clark got raised, you know, by you know, who I loved the Kents in this film. I thought they did a great job. But yeah, like, and so she lands. She's like, I have a mission, and her mission is gone. Like now she's like, well, I'm gonna go get drunk now in the red sun. Whatever, screw it.
Yeah. So and I need to watch it again. I had a lot of fun with the movie. I didn't dislike it. I had things to nitpick, but I need to watch it again, and I've been wanting to watch it again. I wanted to see it in the theater, and I just didn't make it because there was so much going on.
Yeah.
That I was still processing it, so I need to see it again because maybe I can filter out some of the nitpicks I had and
Yeah.
focus on them as much. But like seeing her come in and do the drunk party girl thing, and I was like, really? I was like, that's interesting. I don't dislike it because I only know so much about the character.
Yeah.
But then I read about that afterwards, and I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. I like that take.
Yeah.
In regards to the Kents, I don't dislike that they went with the very Midwestern farmer Kents. Like, doesn't bother me. The actor that plays the dad is great.
Yeah.
He does this thing with his eyes that drives me fucking nuts. It worked for his character in Constantine, but if you watch, he does it here too. He can't keep his eyes steady. So
I think
every
it's a
time he
lazy
talks,
eye
he's
or
always doing
wandering
this.
eye. Yeah.
I was wondering about that.
It's distracting to me. And then you take on top of that, I'm not a guy where it's got to be Henry Cavill or it's got to be David Cornswell. I like them both, right?
Yeah.
I can accept and take all the Supermans over time. I really like Kevin Costner's John Kent. I love Kevin Costner's John Kent. And he's, in my opinion, it's just a really tough act to follow, even though it's a very different version of John Kent.
I know what you mean. I liked, and I need to just drop the episode that Cage and I did. I liked Kevin Costner's John Kent. I hated the way he was written. You know what I mean? I it's one of the things where, like, going back and watching Man of Steel, there, like, Cage and I talked about this. Henry Cavill in Man of Steel had the emotional range of a wooden fence.
See, everybody says that, and I disagree because maybe it's me or maybe it's what I was feeling when I first saw it or whatever, but I really felt the fish out of water, the guy who didn't know where he belonged in the world. And then you have John Kent, who's the skeptical father who clearly is a good person and wants to protect his son, but is also willing to sit there and say, well, maybe you should have let the bus full of kids die because it would have kept your secret. The world isn't ready for it yet, right? And that's, to me, that's what Man of Steel is it's about this guy from another world who knows he's different, who knows that he has these powers, but has been raised to hide who he is from the world, and he doesn't know where he belongs. And Orange Sweat Superman is a more established, I know who I am. I know I belong here.
Yes.
And I get that. And I do get that, right? And I think
I'm switching rooms, so I'll keep my audio on, but
okay. And I think to that point, like, Zack Snyder did do some great things with Clark, The scene where they're in Clark's mind with General Zod, and they're showing their who they really are, and Zod's in his Kryptonian regalia, and Clark is in his Kansas City Royals T-shirt and blue jeans. Like that is Clark Kent, right? Like in his mind, he's not Superman, he's Clark, 100%. And I think the I think to your point, like my dad even was like that. Yeah, like Jonathan Kent is being a dad, like. Like he's trying to protect him, and I get that, right? But I think where Snyder kind of fails with Man of Steel is that in BVS, we don't see that growth, and then we also we got him killed off way too soon. So when he comes back in Justice League, like the one scene we get of him in Justice League is and I'm not talking Joss Whedon's BS. I'm talking like Snyder's 15-hour magnum opus, which is a great film. I didn't move the whole thing. The one scene where we got him kind of being like, "Oh, this is Superman," is when he goes see Alfred, and he goes, "Alfred," he goes, "Master Kent, like we've been expecting you, right?" That's when we got this one, and I think I like the fact that Gunn kind of throws us into the deep end. Is that we get Superman like from the jump? He is Superman. Like when he's battered. When he goes, when Gary goes, you're only 80%. I gotta get back into it, right? Like that. That's fucking Superman, right? And then at the end, number 4, he's like, I like a name. He's like, well, number 4 is a name, and so is Gary. And then he's like, Gary, I don't know what to do, right? Like it's Superman. Like Man of Steel, and don't get me wrong, Man of Steel, there's so much good things in it. So many good things in it. It's just like as a Superman fan, a lot of stuff just irked me. Like the more and more I go back and watch, you're like, oh man, I love Russell Crowe as Jor-El. Perfect casting. Brilliant casting. Kind of like this one. Great casting. And then of course we haven't even talked about like Jimmy or Wendell Pierce's Perry, who Perry knows Clark is Superman. I think Jimmy knows Clark is Superman. Like they're not idiots. Like how long have they been hooking up? 3 months. Oh, wait a minute. Like it's just
they know that Superman and Lois are hooking up. They don't necessarily know that's Clark.
I love the whole Jimmy's a ladies' man angle.
Oh, I love that.
Oh God,
it's funny. In the comic books, that is Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen has that riz. Like Jimmy Olsen hooks up with like the hottest girls in Metropolis, and everyone's like, "How?"
Jimmy is charming.
Jimmy's charming. Jimmy just doesn't care, and that's why the girls look like mutant toes. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, again, I thought the casting was brilliant throughout. We didn't get to know a lot of these characters, right? Like we know who Cat Grant is, right? You either watched Superman and Lois or whatever it was, Lois and Clark, and you knew who Cat Grant was, or some of the cartoon movies or the cartoon, whatever, the Superman cartoon, whatever. You know of her, who she is. She's kind of like a Samantha Jones news reporter, whatever. But we didn't really get too much of her in this already stuffed movie. So like when the entire bullpen of the freaking Daily Planet gets put into the Mr. Terrific thing, she just looked like a pair of boobs bouncing around with a smile. And it was just like, okay, so that's what she is in this. She's just like, there's worse things to look at on the big screen. I'm just saying.
I think there's a great, and this is a great moment though too, is that when AA and KJ and I talk about this, when the whole Plant City's going to shit, everyone's freaking out. Jimmy and Lois are explaining like what's happening to Perry. To Perry, and Perry's there with a cigar. Okay, like the world, the city's literally coming to pieces, and he's like, okay.
Perry has clearly been like a wartime journalist,
exactly,
but has no fucks to give.
But when you
everything is destroying around him,
exactly. When you watch, he picks who comes with him to make sure that they're safe. He grabs Cat Grant. He grabs the other the Black American reporter, I can't think of who it was. He actually is a character in Superman that's kind of like a big deal. And then he grabs Lombard because he's like, just come. He's like, are there enough seats? She's like, I think so, and he doesn't get one. Like, it's hilarious that he's like lowest on the totem pole, but he acts like he's like higher up. It is hilarious. And KJ and I did have a discussion. Like, I think they should have done what Donner did with Jonathan Kent, have him die of a heart attack, because then Superman can't do that. Like, I think that's more like he could have saved Jonathan with the tornado. I think that was really, if you're going to show Clark being helpless, the one thing he can't do.
But it's one of the, and I get that, but in a sense, it's just this thing. It's not that Clark was helpless. It's he's a good son, right? He listens to his dad.
And his dad said, "You're right."
And that was his dad's wish. Although there's some parody. I can't remember if it was like an honest trailer or something, but there was the whole thing of it, or maybe it was a parody movie, and I saw the scene of it where it's like he's like, no, don't. And then something happens and he's like hit in the head. He's like, oh, and then he's like, no, don't. And then something else happens. And then a bear tries to maul him. And he's like, oh, help me, help me.
Also, I do love Crypto in this movie. He reminds me of my dog. But Zack Snyder had Crypto in Man of Steel. And it was the fact that there was a little cross with Crypto on it. And Jonathan Kent took a healthy dog, shot it in front of Clark to show him, death. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Snyder.
That's my problem. I watched Man of Steel. I watched Man of Steel once. I was good. This is my Superman movie because everything they built on with building up Clark and him already established as Superman, and then just getting to that speech with Lex at the end and just putting that nice bow on top of it. I was like, this is my motherfucking Superman.
Yeah.
This was definitely the Superman movie for the comic book fans. And I think I think that it's what it had to be. I don't think it was like a fuck you to Snyder or anything, but it was
their friend
of the Snyder movie. It was colorful.
Yeah.
It was hopeful.
Yep.
It wasn't a bleak world. And as KJ says, like we're in an established world where metahumans have existed for centuries.
Yep.
And it's a comic. Like, this is a comic come to life. So I need to see it again. It's not like at the bottom of the movies I've watched this year. Right. It just wasn't in the top 5.
Which also and give it to Corn Sweat. He did the voice of the Hammer of Baravia.
Well,
but if you watch the behind the scenes when he's recording it, he sounds like Andre Giant from The Princess Bride, which is one of his favorite films.
Okay.
The opening of Superman was David Cornsweat's idea because he's a huge Star Wars fan. And he told, hey, how are you going to say this? So he goes, why don't you do like a little, opening like Star Wars? So, yeah. There's so much good about this film. I did love how like we got like that like transition of like where Clark is. Great film. And then finally, because I haven't seen Warriors yet, and I've heard it's really freaking good.
You mean
Weapons? Yeah,
Weapons.
So I haven't seen it. It's not my cup of tea movie. I know the DP. I worked with the DP on a series called Gaslit, and I know the kind of movies and shows he's interested in doing. And everybody I've talked to that has seen, they're like, dude, have you seen Weapons? They're like, it's the best movie of the year so far. Like,
okay.
Well, and here's the interesting thing is that Warner Brothers did Weapons and Sinners, and they were like, well, what are they going to push for Oscars? I think they're going to push Sinners.
Yeah.
I think they push
Sinners.
That's the safe bet to go with.
Yeah. But finally, family. Fuck, I like this. I love this movie. I thought, like, if Thunderbolts taught you mental health is important, Superman taught you, kindness is punk, which I love that soundtrack too. Fantastic Four was We Are the First Family. Like, I thought they did a great job with this. You got your Silver Surfer there. I've got my
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing about this that I said about Superman. The casting was perfect. It was spot on. The way that and a lot of people could be suffering from Pascal fatigue. He's popping up in everything and even weird shit. And it's probably stuff that he shot 10 years ago that they're recutting and showing.
He did a horror, like a freaky horror film that I need to watch.
Yeah, it's on
HBO.
Yeah, it's like an
like
80s style.
Yeah.
But the way that he played Reed Richards, like a man whose own brilliance gets in his own way half the time, right? Like, he's an imperfect superhero. He's what you would think a brilliant scientist really is, and that's what he is.
Yeah.
And he has anxiety and he worries, and it's like he said, he's like, I think about the stuff to solve that nobody else wants to think about, or these horrible things, so that I can find a solution for them. And he gets wrapped in that. And so like the trepidation or the hesitation that he had, it was all, the casting was so good.
The scene where he's with Franklin and like he's like running the scans on him again, he's like, I don't want you to be me.
Yeah.
I'm like, such like the one scene, and I will say I went at Comic-Con, my bosses and I went, and so I have my little Herbie, which I loved Herbie. Herbie was fantastic.
Yeah, he's great.
But the scene where she gives birth, right? Where Reed goes, Ben, I need your help. And Ben comes and delivers Franklin. I'm like, hey, that does show that they are...
The efficiency of that scene.
But just the fact that they're that close, that Reed's like, I don't give it, like, you're going to see everything. But then, and he sees everything. But that's a great scene for Ben because he holds the baby. Like, he is this giant rock creature, and he's so gentle. Like, he holds Franklin in the film. Like, that's his, like, that's his, like, protect. He will protect that. He will die for that child. And, he and Johnny will fight to the death for those kids. Well, we haven't seen Valeria yet, but we see Franklin in this.
Yeah, it's Eben Moss.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
So good. And I love the bearded thing. I love the beard. I hope they don't get rid of it.
No, lose the beard. We've been there. Lose the beard. I
love
this practical effects thing. And I loved also they had the practical suit just walking around New York doing stuff, and I thought that was great. But
yeah,
I mean, everybody's like, oh, Ben Grimm is too small. No, it's fine. That is just fine for Thing, especially just how he portrayed the character. I love that they didn't give him the rocky kind of gruff voice where it sounds like he had a perfectly normal voice, which is a contrast to his exterior. I love that little take. And of course, we could see the blue-eye thing. That's what I'm so good about.
But
also, making Johnny not a complete twat the whole movie.
And they're in that film. I picked the best people to go into space, the smartest people who coincidentally happened to be my family. And we got to see, he wasn't the funny ladies' man that Chris Evans portrayed, but he was
a little bit of that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But it was also like he's the one that decoded this alien language.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly he is not a stupid person. Right.
And I think what people also missed because you get it in this one and with Chris Evans, because Chris Evans is a cocky flyboy. He's a pilot.
Yeah.
He's a great pilot. And here, when Ben has to go deliver Franklin, Johnny, take over on it. Like, Johnny he and Ben are great pilots. I think that that kind of gets like overlooked a little bit because like, oh, he needs to be a womanizer. Yes, Johnny's, he's not Matt Murdock. He's not on that level.
Well, I feel like Sue does more of the womanizing form, right? Like, yes, ladies, he's single, and you can see the look on his face where he's like, what?
Exactly.
I mean, let's face Johnny is, without a doubt, one of the greatest fuckboys in the Marvel comic universe. Like, there's hands down, he is there.
Oh yeah.
one thing I really like though, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm was amazing. And I saw a couple people like saying like, oh, Sue was overpowered. And it's like, no, this has been a thing they've been doing in the comics. Sue is not like Omega level of powers, but just think about the force field projection ability that she has. She is the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four, hands down.
When in Mark Waid's run, she actually becomes the Herald of Galactus.
I think I remember that, but just like sheer power level lately in the comics, I mean, invisible force fields of of telekinesis. Like there was one where she and Reed were having an argument about he needed to protect her, and she like projected a cylinder of straight energy like up and down and put a holder, and then she's like, do you think I need protecting? I'm here to protect you. Sue is that powerful, and her like putting hands on Galactus the way she did, no problems at all. That's the way it is.
That was pitch perfect because, and I told my mom, I go, you'll love this scene because it is like, a mom protecting her child. Like she fucking like, no, oh no, she goes toe to toe with the Celestial.
Talk about a mom you don't want to piss off. Like, this is not mama bear energy. This is, I will make a force field bubble around your head and all your air is gone. Like
you are gone. Like
let's seriously think about, and also like I think like in the comics we've seen her like create force bubbles and just like start enclosing that thing. Mm-hmm. That's terrifying.
Oh no,
but
she took out Wolverine by giving him an aneurysm. She put an air bubble in his brain and popped it.
Yeah, I mean in the right hands, Sue Storm written correctly is that powerful, and she should be. Yeah. But I mean, we got to see Galactus just strolling through New York. I've been waiting to see that, man. I was robbed of that with the 90s or early 2000 Fantastic Four movies. This is what I wanted to see.
And again, what annoys me about social media is you have a lot of people who don't read the comic books, going to watch these films, and then they go, this is dumb. Like, why? Like, why is he? I go, and someone goes, well, why is he like this big? But then he's walking on Earth, and it was like, he controls his size. He can control how he is the size of a human, but then he can make himself as big as as he wants to be. Like he's a celestial. Like, read a fucking book. Sorry. But no, you're right. Watching like stroll down. I'm like, oh shit.
But beyond all the special effects and everything, I mean, the whole thing was they're the first family of the Marvel Universe, and they nailed that family aspect.
Oh my God, yes.
That's what we needed. The Avengers are a team that works together. The X-Men are a group of misfits, that kind of are just roommates and everything, but the Fantastic Four family. And these are the things that we need to establish if these characters are going to be represented properly. And kudos to this cast. They did
like the fact, and I love that I love the way they wrote it when they come back and Johnny's like, you're late. And they, Sue and Reed are like, huh? And Ben clocks it. He's like, you're pregnant, aren't you? Y'all. Give me my little shithead.
Yeah. They gave Ben. I love those scenes where you have Ben showing his more sensitive side because he's just. They were able to give the Thing those kind eyes, like when him and Reed are having that talk on the balcony.
Oh, so good.
That's what I want. Like I'm gonna get its clobbering time. Ben is gonna like throw hands with somebody. I'm not worried about not seeing that, but as far as one of the more compassionate characters in Marvel, it's Ben Grimm. He has got like some heart when he goes toe to toe with anybody for his family.
Yeah,
and that's what we got with Evan Moss.
Those scenes with the kids, right? Like, oh, you want me to lift the car? Oh, it's
that's
like
Ben Grimm.
He's all heart. And then when he's like, oh, he's attracted to my brain just froze. What's her name?
Alicia?
No,
Wait, that was
no,
not
not Alicia. It's
No, sorry. I'm thinking
from Poker Face. Yeah, I can't think of her name.
And American Pie and all that.
Yeah.
No, and he's like
Natasha Lyonne. There we go.
Natasha Lyonne, where he's like awkward about it, right? And he's like
Yeah.
talking about the black and white cookies, and then she leaves, and he's like, "Yeah, good job on that one." But I mean, just the humanizing him. But what I loved even more, and I don't remember too much about the Chris Evans ones because I haven't seen them in forever. But I do remember the horrible Josh Trank version.
I never saw that one.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
Don't even want to talk about that one. But
we have a Ben Grimm who, at least in this movie, was fully accepting of who he is and who he had become, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have a Ben Grimm that was like, oh, I wish I was human. Oh, I'm a freak.
You kind of get that. You kind of get that when he's watching the TV and it shows his old face, and then
I mean, yeah, that scene hurt, but
just a little bit. But by and large, you didn't have this whole thing of like, can I be human again? Can I just be this one thing for one day? You got that more from Reed, right? Like,
yeah.
I fucked us up. Like, I made us into these things. Like, it's my fault.
I did love. And again, and you got that with the Tim Story Fantastic Four, where that Reed and Ben are these like great friends, brothers, and Johnny and Ben have that great banter. But yeah, like going to like what Jason was saying when he goes, "You don't even have a driver's license," and Reed's like, "Well," and like these like little things that make Reed human, because Reed is very awkward, and Ben's like, "You can't tie a tie, you can't drive a car." Like he made the Fantastic Car so that Ben could drive it, right? Like. There were all these little moments, and then I don't know her name, but whoever the actress who played Silver Surfer, Shala Ball, did an amazing job.
Oh yeah.
Like you really do feel like, oh, she actually doesn't want. It hurts, like, and the fact that Johnny was able to like, decode her language. Like, it's so good.
And let's just talk about this world they created. This weird, like Batman the Animated Series world where everything looks like it's in the 60s, but we have all this technology and everything.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry.
Love it.
Like, we're talking, 40s, 50s is what it looks like it's placed in. But
it's set in 60, I think it was 64, 65.
And just that whole world they created but has this fantastic technology. Fantastic. Anyway, this technology in there, and color and lighting. I can see everything that's happening.
So it didn't feel like it was all shot on a giant green screen.
Thank you.
Because a lot of it, a lot of it was very, like, even the actor who played Galactus. Wait, wrong way. They had the suit at
put him in a full suit. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, it was like they had the full suit at Comic-Con. Like it was amazing.
And they showed the behind the scenes of him in the suit. And I was like, wait, he was actually in a suit? I did not know that. I thought that was all CGI.
Nope, they went full practical.
Awesome.
I did like the fact that I was like, yes, shout out to Ron Meierning. I actually had to meet him at New York last year. Really nice guy. Natasha Lyonne's character, I think her name is Rachel.
Maybe that sounds right.
Because I love that this movie is also a love story to Jack Kirby, because it's set on Earth 828, which is Jack Kirby's birthday, and then Natasha Lyonne's character is the same name as Jack Kirby's wife,
and she's Jewish, and Jack Kirby was Jewish.
Yes, he was
a very big proponent of anti-Nazism, and
yes.
Oh,
he
come
actually,
on. Wait. Really just gonna drop Jack Kirby like off like that? Like, oh yeah, he was no, Jack was all about punching the shit out of
no.
Jack spared no words on exactly how he felt about that situation. And usually it involved violence.
Oh, 100%.
I love Jack Kirby.
No, there's a great story of him. I forget. They got towels. They got towels at their at the Marvel Studios, Marvel building, from the mob, and the mob was gonna increase the pay, and he said no, So they were harassing him, and so some of the guys came to Jack while he was in the shower. Like, Jack, the mob's here. Jack puts a towel on, goes to his desk, pulls out his gun, walks downstairs. Click, Coxie goes, "Do we have a problem?" Like, Jack, you didn't fuck with. He's the king. Like, Jack the King Kirby. And also he was like, "Yeah, I'll punch him." Well, because also like he, Lee, and Ditko all served World War II, so yeah, like
Jack was not the one to mess with.
yeah, like she's like, I'm not the one, I'm not the two, I'm not the three. Like, come on now. But they like the love that they give to Kirby in this film was because Ben Grimm is Kirby. Like Jack Kirby said, I am Ben Grimm. Ben Grimm is me. Right. So there's a lot of that, and I thought a fantastic job. I love the fact that they don't show per se, although Franklin does bring Sue back to life. Franklin is that powerful. So I'm pretty sure when we see Doom, when we see Doom talking to Franklin, I think Franklin will be the catalyst in Secret Wars to recreate the multiverse. That is my guess. I'm just guessing on that one. I don't know, but this was interesting because they have said that the ship that we see at the end of Thunderbolts is not what the ship from Fantastic Four.
Well,
so I'm very curious who was on the Thunderbolts ship. Everyone's speculating Doom, so I'm like, it could be Doom.
But the ship itself did have the 4 emblem on it, right?
It did, yes. Yeah. But they've like both the Shankman and the Thunderbolts director have both said that is not the Fantastic Four coming to Earth. So I'm assuming it's Doom coming.
I don't want to hear their lies. I'll believe it when they put it on screen. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any of this bullshit they're going to spread to keep from Kevin Feige from coming to the house and kicking their ass.
No, I will say, speaking about how this casting, I did love the fact that when they come back from Galactus and like, are we safe? And Reed's like, I don't know. That's such a great scene. Like, I don't know. And I was like, oh shit, like we're actually getting a human Reed. Reed doesn't know. It's a great scene. Like, I don't Mole Man was hilarious. Like,
yes.
When he comes in and all of a sudden like he starts like throwing shade at fucking like Reed, it's like that's hilarious.
Apparently they cut a lot of his stuff out, but the stuff that he was in it for was great. And I like how this movie also paid fan service. And I will preface this again by saying I didn't read Fantastic Four. My exposure to Fantastic Four as a kid was the cartoon with Herbie, like where they try and fight Magneto and they beat Magneto with a wooden gun. That was my exposure to Fantastic Four, and it was never a comic I got into. And again, it was a team I was always like, I don't like this. It's not my thing, whatever. And then of course the movies that were not great. And this, if this is what the comics were and I missed it, it bums me out because this was fantastic. And again, changed my opinion of a comic that I guess I misjudged or had a negative.
And I'm gonna actually, I think I'm gonna do this next week with Tony from Tony's Figs. Favorite runs, and I'll spoil it right now. The Mark Waid Micro Ringo run from the early 2000s is chef's kiss because it is the family. Like, it is why they are fantastic. Yes, they were. It's a great run. Mark Waid gets the Fantastic Four. He also gets Superman, but it's a great read. And I when I broke my leg, I remember my mom went to the comic book shop and I had some books on hold, and one of them was that Mark Waid run, and I've read it like at least 15 times. It's just so good. So good. Oh.
Yeah, but no popcorn bucket. We couldn't even sit together.
That sucks.
And it was that Screen X, which like I'd never been to a Screen X movie, so I didn't realize that it's like when you go see an IMAX that was shot in IMAX plus other things, so like the aspect ratio changes. So sometimes it was on, sometimes it was off. But when those two other additional projectors kicked on, it lit the fucking theater up, especially during daytime scenes, and it like would take me right out of it. And I didn't feel like I was getting anything extra having the screen go out onto the sides.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I didn't like it. But I mean, I enjoyed the movie. But then of course, like I was also dealing with the pain in the ass of us like trying to get seats to this thing because it was a special screening. And then that was all chaotic and not run well. And so I watched it not under the greatest of pretenses, and I still liked it. But then I took my kids to see it, so I saw it again in a normal theater.
Yeah.
And I liked it far, far more than I already did. And so where Superman is a fun movie to me, but has flaws or things that I felt like I could gripe about, I felt like this was a much better overall film, better writing, better cohesion, but it also wasn't as jam-packed as Superman. But they did pack in a lot of fan service, especially at the beginning. You know, it was the Fantastic Four #1 cover, right, with the creature coming out of the and then of course Mole Man, who I remembered from the cartoons, and what was Red Ghost, which was John Malkovich, which unfortunately got cut.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll see that in the deleted scene. So they made a lot of references to that established that they had been around for whatever 3 years.
And again, kind of like what they did with Superman is like they've been around, like they established, like, you know, it's the 4th year. I was like, oh, they've been around. Okay, I like this. Now going back to our beloved Rob Liefeld, he was bitching because he likes to bitch.
Shocking.
Shocking. Was that he goes, Galactus is stretching Reed like 15 feet, and you know, like I draw him like, you know, he stretches 100 feet. We don't know Reed's limits in this film just yet. Like he might not know his limits yet. You know, like sure I can touch my toes, but if I get like someone like shows me how to touch my toes, I'm gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is stretched beyond. Like he probably hasn't had to stretch far. So I think it's, again, it was a stupid, you know, bitchy whine from Liefeld, who, you know, never drawn Fantastic. Well, no, he drew Fantastic Four. I think he drew like Heroes Reborn, but still, like it's like no, like yes, he can stretch, but like in this film, he doesn't stretch very far because he doesn't have to stretch very far.
He likes drawing Mr. Fantastic because he doesn't have to pay attention to anatomy.
Exactly. He's like, I'll just draw it all over the place. Yeah, he draws 100 feet. I draw him 100 feet. You can't draw feet, so you might draw length. Okay, so yeah, so this again, this film was absolutely fantastic. I've got no notes. You know, it's one of those things. I loved Johnny trying to get him to say it's clobbering time.
Yeah. And I like how it was a cartoon catchphrase and not a real catchphrase. He was so adamant to not say it.
What time is it?
I like they made it ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it goes to the fact that these two are best friends. What time is it? It's dinner time. No, come on. What time is it? What time is it? It's just needless picking on, and I loved it. Like when he started shaving and he cuts the power. Like that's hilarious. Like Johnny Storm is kind of it's Johnny. Like he's gonna. It was great. It was great. Like so many good things about this. The end credit was funny. Like with the cartoon, I thought it was cool. I
actually did not stay to watch that either time.
It was fun. I think the only cool thing about that was it showed all the villains that they have faced, and so that establishes, you know, like the Wizard and Mole Man and who else did they mention in that? Because there's a few, and then even like when Rita like patrolling the city, so Sue doesn't have to worry about, you know, anything other than being a mom. He's like, I've got this quadrant. They're being good. They're being good. They're under. like Reed kind of goes, Minority Report on New York, and she's like, "What is
He's the new
happening?"
dad.
Exactly, but he's a genius. He's like, "I'm gonna do this." But yeah, no, like and then finally going back to Silver Surfer, I loved, like the whole like I herald his beginning, I herald your end. A lot of people are, and it very well. I'm interested to see what they do with that, if it's true or not. People are talking that she might have been talking about Franklin and not Galactus at the beginning, right? Because Franklin in the books, he makes Galactus his herald. Like that's how strong Franklin is. And so I'm really interested to see, Doctor Doom. I wish they would have paid for Robert Downey Jr., but that would probably cost him like $10 million for the 30 seconds. Because I know he's getting $100 million for Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Well, had he been announced even when they had done that? Although, no, they shot that. I think I can't remember. I think the Russo brothers shot that scene.
Oh, did they?
I can't. I remember reading something. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I did love the fact that when they were showing the Future Foundation at the beginning, Latveria was empty because Doom isn't going to show up. I as a comic book fan, there's one thing. Doom and Reed have to be roommates from college, and okay, the Russos did the shot the tag scene for Thunderbolts. Okay, thanks, KJ.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. I knew they'd shot something.
But the one thing I hope they do, and if they don't, I won't be too. But with Valeria, who is their daughter, Reed and Sue's daughter, and I know this is probably be too much for the movies, but Sue has issues delivering Valeria. Doom helps deliver Valeria. The compromise is that Doom goes, I will help you deliver your daughter. You have to name her after me. And so that's how she gets Valeria. Reed then makes Doom hit her godfather. Like Doom is Valeria's godfather, and the one person that Doom trusts explicitly in the world is Valeria, is Reed's daughter. Oh, what's up, punk?
Yay!
Wait, who's the jerk?
Me. I'm the jerk.
Oh, okay. But no, like Fantastic Four, like no notes. Like I'm waiting for, and also I will say this: Quinn, when he was announced as Johnny Storm, I was like, I don't. No, he's Johnny Storm. He was great.
It's hard to see him look physically like anybody other than Eddie from Stranger Things, right? Because he had the dark long hair, and I guess he's a natural blonde.
Is he?
I'm not sure, but he was in Gladiator 2, and it took me a minute to realize who he was because he had like the short blonde hair with the olive branch thing, and he was playing this really psychotic, whacked out, Roman.
Syphilis. Yeah.
And I was like, why do I know that? And then I was like, holy shit, that's him. And I was like, he's playing Johnny Storm too. And then when you short blonde hair with the blonde eyebrows, like really throws off.
Yeah.
Because he had this very distinct look in Stranger Things, and he looks nothing like that.
Yes. It took me a minute, but then I watched one. I'm like, nah, he's Johnny Storm. He's great.
He did a fantastic job.
As he did there. No, I thought everything about this movie, while Sinners is probably my number one movie of the year, just because of how original and how, everything, the music, everything was just spectacular.
Spectacular. I see what you did there.
Yeah. 2A and B, it is Superman and Fantastic Four. Those movies. I came out of those movies smiling. These are amazing. Also, GI.
Yeah. So as I said, Superman is fun. It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. But I think as an overall package, I think Fantastic Four is a better movie. It is a more solid movie.
Okay.
Tighter. Well, because the thing is both were established like, hey, we're not, and I love this trend that they finally stopped doing, because I remember when we all saw the Amazing Spider-Man,
Yeah.
you know, and they made it so that Sony didn't have to lose the rights. But I remember walking out of it going like, this wasn't too much different than the fucking Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, except different actor, and they did some things different.
Yeah.
I was like, we don't need to see fucking origins, right? How many times do we have to see a Batman movie and see his parents get fucking killed? And I know it's a huge part of the character, but we know this already, right?
Yeah.
So
I
can we
like
just have it established?
I like that James Gunn said, we don't need to see the pearls drop. We don't need to see the rocket crash, and we don't need to see the spider bite anymore. We know all that. We know it.
And they did that with Homecoming. You know, that Spider-Man where it was like, okay, we're going to introduce him in Civil War, and we're just going to go right into it with this movie, and we don't have to fucking show it. We can allude to it. We can talk about it. We don't need to see Uncle Ben die. We don't boom, here we go. We're in the world. And I like that we've moved towards that trend.
Yeah. And it was nice. And I think you can do like they did that with Fantastic Four. We got a small recap. These astronauts went up to space, came back with incredible gifts. That was it. Boom.
And they did it in a very stylized, meaningful way, right?
Yeah, so it was an anniversary.
The aesthetic of the thing, and they made that TV show sort of a background element of the movie, because you know it started on that note and then it ended on that note, and they were going to bring them out, and they're like trying to get the car seat in and go off to a mission because they got
and again, that goes to making these larger than life characters human, where Reed is the smartest man on the planet and he can't get a car seat in because they're built as like torture devices. I get that, right? Like he's like, no, pull up. No, I'm pulling up. Are you pulling up? I am pulling. You push.
Now, I felt that scene. I remember putting in my first car seat for my man. I've secured payloads to drop out of a C-130. I secured that car seat better. Been there.
And Cage is right. Like both, like the Fantastic Four score was amazing. I think we've gotten amazing soundtracks this year. Like Sinners was great.
Sinners was great. And the funny thing is, I can run hot and cold with Michael Giacchino. I think that he does amazing scores. But and every composer is guilty of taking their own work and putting it in other movies. You will hear themes from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in Phantom Menace, or maybe it was Revenge of the Sith, one of the two. But like you really kind of have to know it or pay attention to it. And as much as I like Michael Giacchino, I feel like he takes from his own work the most and is just horribly blatant about it. Because Rogue One, the big climactic scene at the end of Rogue One with the Star Destroyer over the planet Scarif and trying to get through the shields, it's the fucking theme from the climactic part of Star Trek when Chris Hemsworth's Kirk's dad dies. And it took me right out of the fucking movie because it was that.
Is it really? Okay, I have to go play attention.
And he did it again because in the most climactic scene in War for the Planet of the Apes, which is a great fucking movie, when I think I haven't seen it since the theater. It's the apes are in the snow, and I think it's Caesar versus Woody Harrelson, something. But it's a big climactic moment. Same fucking piece of music. Same fucking piece of music. I was just like, it took me right out, and I was like, fuck. But Fantastic Four, at least I didn't hear anything that sounded like other stuff he's done. It sounded very unique. It had that the vocals in the background, and like it was great. Yeah, James Horner did it too. Goldman they all did it. They all did it. But when I feel like you can pick it out and hear it, it destroys the facade.
That's fair. Why? Yeah, but they all do have different uniforms. I like the fact that I didn't even catch that Reed's is blue, but I probably just like I want to be a little different. They also point out the fact that on their communicators, Ben's is all scratched up. Like everyone else looks really nice. Ben's is scratched because he's a rock, having to like answer.
I didn't notice that, but that's a nice touch.
They show that like and you don't see it in the film, but it was like a close up on a behind the scene. They're like, here are the 4 communicators. Oh no, it's when they're putting their hands in on one of the promos, and everyone's thing is nice and crisp except for Ben's, because Ben has to like when he answers it, it's a rock hitting glass.
I appreciate that kind of detail.
That's funny. The only thing I can think of when I see these uniforms is how fucking hot they had to be on set acting in this shit.
Oh yeah.
Well, those are unstable molecules, sir. It makes them cool.
They look like these are winter outfits.
Okay. Real life. No,
heavy turtleneck.
They were sweating. Yeah. That looks like wool. Ugh.
Yeah, those. But again, they had them at Comic-Con, and I was like, I went up and I'm like, this is so cool. Like the Marvel set section that they had at Comic-Con was insane. They had all 4 costumes. They waited until they waited until after the movie premiered Friday. On Saturday, they put out Galactus' suit, so it wasn't spoiled. But they had like a small section of Yancey Street, which was just so well done. So yeah, but once this comes out on Blu-ray, I'm just gonna get Thunderbolts. Because I try and get my favorite movies on Blu-ray now. I usually just like get all the movies at once.
Well, I mean, everyone still likes digital. I still like extra stuff I get with my DVD. I want deleted scenes and such. You
get that with the digital.
I mean, with the digital, I usually get the DVDs where it's like you get the digital and the I get both of them. I get the 3-pack. It'll be like a DVD,
Blu-ray, DVD, digital.
Blu-ray, and then a digital copy. But I still like getting physical media, especially I think it was like some movie I wanted to show like my kids, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I was pissed. And it was like, nope, physical media.
Yeah, that is why I still get at least my favorite films of the year. I usually do like my 5 of the year, and this year it'll be I still have to get Sinners, F1, Thunderbolts, Superman, Fantastic Four. Like I will get all those on digital on video on DVD. I mean,
yeah, not gonna do it. I haven't even. I was like, you know what? I'll buy Ballerina, but I haven't even bought that yet. I'll wait for it to go on sale. The thing is the digital comes out, and then the price on it drops so incredibly fast these days. Like, hang out at $20 for like 6 months to a year, and then it would go on. Now it's like comes out for $20, and then in 6 weeks it's $10.
Yeah.
But even more so than that. So it was like, we were talking about Gran Turismo, and I liked Gran Turismo, and I kind of wanted to watch it again, and it had just come out and it was on sale for $10. So I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it. Yeah. Literally the next day it came out on HBO or Netflix or whatever. And I was like, motherfucker.
That happened with Death of a Unicorn. Like we bought, granted it was like $6, but still like the week after I'm on HBO. I'm like, mother, god damn it.
Oh, hey, Punk watched. I watched Sinners last night and it was way too long and nothing. Oh, shut up, Punk.
Dude, Punk, you haven't watched. He's
just in here instigating. That's what he did.
We went over the movies you have not watched. Okay, you have no right. You have no say in this.
He's just here to cause trouble.
To be wrong. You're right to be wrong.
There's 90 minutes of character building.
That's all he's here to do.
90 minutes of character building, exactly.
Are we all talking? No, we've kind of.
We've spoilers. F4 was good. Go watch it. There.
Yeah, it was amazing. Oh, shit. Where did hold on, who were we supposed to bring back in? I totally forgot. Like, no, we're done now. Hella Geek. Okay, let me bring.
It's Paul. He's right there. Are y'all still talking about F4? Hella Geek and Paul are the same.
How dare you throw me off, Paul? How dare you? Now it's Sinners. Okay, so let's see here. What do we have for the rest of the year? Let's see here. 2025 movies. Let's see here. There's a few movies coming out that I still have to see. K-pop Demon Hunters.
I watched that with my daughter, and I am making it my personal mission in life to ruin it for her by singing the songs.
Thank God I don't
I
have
mean,
to watch
look,
that shit.
K-pop Demon Hunters was.
I thought it's
met my
amazing.
daughter, she comes through, and I was like folding laundry, and she's like, "You want to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, Dad?" Of course I do, honey. Let's watch it. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked it. I did like it. I'm not a K-pop fan, but now I can torture my daughter with things like going in, "Hey, honey, dinner is done, and she just like lowers her head. The soundtrack, it charted. It Billboard charted. It charted.
Yeah.
I believe as high as Destiny's Child did when they were like 4 members. Like as far as a girl group charting on Billboard, K-pop Demon Hunters made it.
Yeah.
That's an anime, right? It's a
yeah, it's like
it's the same as like Mitchell versus the Machines, which I loved.
Yeah, it's more just CGI work, but honestly, it was funny. The characters were good. The songs were fun. And you know, my daughter was like, "Hey, Dad, do you want to watch this?" Yeah, let's go.
Let's see. Coming out, I do want to watch Honey Don't, because I know it's by one of the Ethans. The Toxic Avenger.
Yes,
I want to see that just because.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even expect anything from Toxic Avenger. I'm just going to that movie because it's the Toxic Avenger.
Let's see here. I'm gonna take Ashley to go watch the next Conjuring film just because.
Oh, I want to see Nobody 2 this Friday.
I have to see that.
That's a good question from the chat. Has anybody seen Naked Gun?
Yes.
I heard it's really good.
I was disappointed.
Oh.
You're the only person I've heard that was disappointed with it.
I know. Well, I spent just take the freaking grapes out, make the crinkly noise. There you go.
Okay.
It doesn't mean continuously be loud. Go take it over to the counter. Go take it over to the counter.
I mean, my Roomba is still going somewhere out there. I'm just like, I had to keep it out of here.
So in anticipation of seeing this movie, I showed my kids the first 2. We didn't watch 33 1/3, but we watched 2 1/2 and 1.
Yeah.
And yes, they're dated, but the humor still holds up.
Yep.
Right. And the way that Leslie Nielsen just constantly plays it as the straight man.
Yeah.
And there were some funny jokes and some funny moments in this new one, but I felt like it just didn't land the same way. And that's what bummed me out, is because you had Akiva Schaffer. Yeah. One of the Lonely Island guys, and he directed Pop Star Never Stop Popping, which is fucking hilarious, and a bunch of those SNL digital shorts, like Dick in a Box and all that, and then Seth MacFarlane, who's part of the brilliance behind his comedy is being able to mimic and key in on other people's comedy and replicate it on the screen, right? Like Family Guy does it all the time, and with the exception of some jokes, like I felt like it really missed the mark. The elements were all there. Yeah. It just didn't hit to me.
All right. I do want to.
That's just me.
That's fine. Yeah, I do want to watch The Long Walk. That looks really interesting.
My kids want to see that. Did anybody see Happy Gilmore 2?
No.
Yes.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
I enjoyed the first half of it.
That opening, like the twist that it took, where you're like, holy shit, this just went dark.
I am hoping. So this comes out in September. Spinal Tap 2: The End Continues.
God, please be good.
I am praying it's good. What else is coming out this year that I'm like that I think after freaking Spinal Tap 2, I don't really have anything that I really. Good Boy, I do want to. Tron Ares. God, I hope that's good. I hope, and I know it's got what's his name in it? It's probably. I hope it's good. Black Phone 2 looks good. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, yeah.
Mortal Kombat 2, and
Dude,
the new
the fucking marketing behind that's already brilliant.
brilliant. Those 90
Let's
films,
release a
those 90
fake trailer
trailers,
for
so
Johnny
good.
Cage movies first, and then release the actual trailer.
And this is, I think, October, because the Springsteen biopic comes out. I hope that's good. Predator Badlands comes out in November.
I'm
Ready for that
excited
one.
for that one.
The Running Man, Edgar Wright's doing it, so that should be good.
We started the original last night.
Oh, did you? Nice.
I love that movie.
Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which that should have been the name of the second movie. Comes out in November. I hope that's good.
The first one's good. I didn't care for the second one.
The second one's meh. Yeah, it's all right. Five Nights at Freddy's. I like the first one for more enough.
I'm gonna go watch it.
I haven't seen it. My kids saw it.
And then I might have to go watch this just because I got really into the cartoon. The next SpongeBob movie. I don't give a shit. It's
Okay.
I haven't watched any SpongeBob.
I think you did.
Not gonna hate on the man. He said he's going to see SpongeBob.
so here's the thing.
I think it's one of those cartoons that has a lot of adult humor undertones in it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like I remember I never watched it. My wife was like, "You didn't watch it?" I'm like, no, I thought it was just like a dumb kids film. But then you see all the names that have been in it. I'm like, all right, fine, I will watch it. And like the first 3 episodes, I was like, next one. My wife's like, we have to go to bed. Next one. It was so. It's really funny, and it is a lot of adult humor. Like they'll say stuff and like, how did Nickelodeon pass this? So good. Yeah, and the dude from The Bear and Iron Claw is Springsteen. I can't think of his name right now.
He also is going to be Jabba the Hutt's son in
The new Star Wars film.
Grogu.
No, that's right. I wrote about that. You're right. Okay, so I think this is a fun episode, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to do more movies. Just because I'll do one at the end, and I won't lie before we go. There have been some crazy documentaries on Netflix and HBO y'all need to watch. The Biggest Loser documentary on Netflix is, dude, it's insane. But Jason, you'll like this one, I think, probably more than Spec. But there's a documentary on HBO called I think it's The Serial Killer's Apprentice, and it's about one of the first serial killers, where they're like, oh, this actually is happening. Took place in Houston in the 70s. 10 minutes from where I used to live. Like my dad actually remember seeing one of the killers in a van.
Holy shit.
The guy killed 27 teens. They're examining a 28th, and they think the numbers are actually more like 45 to 46 that he killed.
Oh,
And
It was the 70s. It was easier to probably pull off a murder back then. So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It could easily be, double what they thought.
Oh yeah, easily.
I like documentaries. I like the Wick is Pain documentary. If you like the John Wick movies, that's a really great behind the scenes. I like the Pee Wee Herman docuseries on HBO. That was fantastic. I liked the Gene Wilder documentary.
That was good.
Which was that Netflix or also HBO?
Ooh, I'd watch that
HBO.
one.
That was a good one.
That was really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
What's the Wick is Pain? What's that on?
I bought that. It was like $10. I don't know that it's on anything yet, but it came out right before Ballerina, straight to video.
Okay. I'll have to find that one. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that is it for this episode. For everyone who watched, thank you. So here's the thing. I don't know how we're gonna do this. But I think Trav and I are talking about possibly whenever our Toy Mood doesn't go on, I take over, and then I might move my show to Friday nights. Friday nights. We'll see how this plays out. It also depends on if I have time for an episode. So just stay tuned. But next week, I think Tony and I are going to be doing our favorite runs on comic books. So if you like comic books, watch us. For Jason the X and David Speck at Toy Optics, thank you so much for watching. I'm just going to go ahead in the stream now. So I think wait, was it? I think a Toy Mood, GHG, and
You know what? I could do our show live too.
Everyone just go. It'll be like
I'll call up the girls. Get on. We're going live now.
Peace out, everyone. Let me. I don't have an outro video. Let's just end it.